From the Kiss 92.5 studios in Toronto, Canada.
Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen.
This is Roz and Mocha.
It's Roz and Mocha. What's going on?
Hey guys, this is Bruno Mars.
This is Selena Gomez.
The Chainsmokers.
Lady Gaga.
Calvin Harris.
Alessia Cara.
This is Ed Sheeran.
You're listening to my boys Roz and Mocha.
Roz and Mocha.
My boys Roz and Mocha.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
Roz. Mocha. I think Mocha. You guys are so funny, man.
Congratulations, Lisa! Wow! You just won $1,000.
That is amazing. Y'all just made my entire morning. Keep it up.
You guys are awesome, man. This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Powered by Air Transat.
It took nearly just about 3 years, maybe a little over 3 years, but America is finally great again.
Huh?
Fartgate was the number one trending topic on Twitter yesterday and today. So it all went down on MSNBC during an interview with Chris Matthews on Hardball. And Chris Matthews was doing a satellite interview, so they were not in the same room together. They were in two different rooms with Congressman Eric Swalwell. And if you listen, somebody appears to fart, but people are debating whether it's the congressman or whether it's Chris Matthews, but you can't really tell. So here's what went down.
Taxpayer dollars to ask the Ukrainians to help them cheat an election.
Come on now.
Okay, so...
Hold on, let me hear it again.
Yeah.
Let me hear it again. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Taxpayer dollars to ask the Ukrainians to help them cheat an election.
Okay, it was... So that guy, it was him that did it.
Taxpayer dollars to ask the Ukrainians to help them cheat an election.
Yeah, you know why? Because he paused in the middle of his...
Exactly.
In the middle of his sentence. He paused to fart.
And the poll results are in 100% of the people on the KISS Instagram say it's Eric.
I disagree.
But he paused, Rob.
But he paused.
I know.
There's
I disagree.
no way...
If you listen...
No, but there's no way the host... knew of that exact moment the pause was going to happen.
I think that exact moment was coincidental.
Farted.
I think the exact moment was coincidental because first of all, the microphone that he's wearing would not pick up a fart like that.
Let me hear it.
Taxpayer dollars to ask the Ukrainians to help them cheat an election.
Okay, listen to... No, hold on here. I'm going to point something out. You want to get into this? Let's get into this.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you're going to listen for now is you're going to listen to the sound of the room. So listen to the room that he's in and the slight echo on his voice. Now, that microphone is up by his face. So if anything that is going into that microphone should not have an echo, it should be his voice, but the room is so vast that there is echo on his voice. Therefore, there should be more echo on the fart.
Taxpayer dollars to ask the Ukrainians to help them cheat an election.
The fart had no echo.
No, you know why?
The fart had no echo.
It was cushioned by his pants.
No, but there would still be an echo that you would hear more echo than you would fart.
Echo through the bassiness of a fart?
Yes, because it's how the microphone is picking.
Taxpayer dollars to ask the Ukrainians to help them cheat an election.
I still think it was him.
So, Roz, you think it was the host back in the studio?
I think it was the host. He took a second while the congressman was talking and let it rip, and his mic was hot.
But how do you explain the pause?
Coincidence.
Really?
Listen, it's coincidence.
You guys remember that time
coincidence.
when everyone thought that Taylor Swift farted on the red carpet at the VMAs?
This is a video directed by Joseph Kahn, who did Blank Space and Bad Blood. It's our third video working together, starring Scott Eastwood. Here's the video from Wildest Dreams.
Didn't Whoopi fart on The View?
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
Didn't Whoopi fart on The View?
And do you remember when that guy he farted and then he turned it into a song? Do you remember that at all?
No.
Oh, didn't this...
Oh, right, yeah. The sad thing about this fart is how many farts do you think he recorded before he got the perfect fart?
Oh, hundreds.
All of them, right?
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Do you ever sit around, Mocha, and wonder if the things that you and Jenna do in your relationship would be considered normal or acceptable, or if you're sort of the norm when you sort of look at everybody in their relationships and how they act around each other? I'll give you an example.
Okay.
So they talked to 150,000 people in this poll, and they asked what were sort of the normal or unacceptable things to do in a relationship. Things like, can you flirt with other people? Is that considered normal or unacceptable?
I would say unacceptable.
Okay, so 24% of these people said that that was okay.
Really?
To flirt with other people. Now, flirting with other people, I don't think flirting with other people for the end game of sleeping with somebody.
Yeah.
But what about just having a flirty interaction with somebody?
That would make me uncomfortable, though.
Yeah?
Yeah.
If
would
you
still
did it
make
or
me-
if Jenna did it?
Well, first of all, I wouldn't do it. Second of all, if Jenna did it and I saw, yeah.
What about if they're not around?
Well, then I wouldn't know.
No, but what about for you? What about if there's no way Jenna's going to find out?
Yeah.
Are you going to have a flirty interaction? And I'm not saying flirty with intention. I'm saying flirty, just flirty.
No, you know why?
Why?
Because somebody else that's in the vicinity may see and then report back and be like, yo.
I know.
You know how your husband is when he's not around you?
Right. Would it be okay to stay out all night with friends? All night with friends?
I mean.
In a relationship?
Like, what are we doing? Where are we going?
It just says all night. Yes.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Just says, okay, 63% of people. Maury, come in here for this. I need you for this.
Because she knows I'm not like ever up to no good.
Pee with the door open.
Yes, always.
Yes. Okay, cool. Is it okay to talk about your poop?
Yes.
Yeah?
I'd say so.
Maury? No, 22% of people said it's too personal. No. 78% of people said yes. I talk about my poop all the time.
Yeah, I think it's normal.
Just mainly because I think everything about my life is fascinating, or that Catherine should at least find it fascinating.
You don't have her look at it, do you?
What's that? No.
Oh, yeah.
No, I wouldn't.
No, I would never.
Bro. Is it okay to tell white lies to make each other feel better?
Yes.
Oh, both of you guys are lying to your girl.
Shut up.
61% of people said yes. 39% of people said no, you should never lie.
No, but what if it's like a haircut and you're like, oh, yeah, no, it looks fine.
But you actually think that it looks awful?
No, like there's like parts that they could have they missed.
Okay, so for example.
So all those times Matthew lied to you about your terrible haircuts?
And then you walk in here feeling good and we tell you straight to your face, yo, your hair's crooked, bro. Okay.
I can't tell you the amount of times over the last 10 years that Mocha's been like, Maury, why is your hair crooked? Like, I've never heard somebody's
changed
haircut.
hairdressers because of Mocha.
I know. I've never heard somebody's haircut described as crooked, but it's every time Mocha points out your crooked haircut, I'm always like, oh, yeah, your hair is actually crooked.
It's like Lego hair.
So like for years and years and years, a white lie I've told to Jenna and her mom and sister is how delicious or good the gingerbread cookies that they always bring to the house are, right? And it was like a couple of months ago, dude.
Right.
So for years and years, I'd been saying how much I like these gingerbread cookies.
Really? Yeah.
And they keep bringing them to the house, right?
Man.
Because I keep saying I like them. And it was only recently that I was like, okay, guys, I have to be honest. I actually don't like gingerbread cookies.
Snap.
But I know how much you guys like them. So
Yeah.
anytime you bring them over, I partake in the festivities
So it's
because
not
I
that
know
theirs are bad. You just don't like them in general.
I just don't like them. Yeah.
Okay. What about, is it okay to fantasize about being married to someone else?
Yes.
Wow, that answer came out of your mouth super fast, Maury.
Hot George at the gym, gym trainer Brendan, gym trainer Darcy Fierce, Todrick Hall, Morgan Riley, all the guys on men.com.
Pause.com. Okay, pause for a second. You got to, first of all, that is quite the extensive list. Okay, but this isn't, do you fantasize about being intimate with somebody else, which I maybe could understand. This is, do you fantasize about being married to someone else? That's like, do you like fantasize about like being in love and living
Sam
with someone
Stryker
else?
from Twitter, Zach Efron, Luke Fair, Carlos Mendez, Ty from Soul Cycle, Arthur the camera guy, Brad Smith,
Hold on a
Devo
second.
Brown,
Hold on,
Chris
hold on a
Kelly.
second here. Hold on. Okay. So Brad Smith, the former Bachelor, you fantasize about being married. Not do you fantasize about being intimate, but do you fantasize about being married to
Well, because
him?
he's posted pictures like on vacation, and I'm like, oh, that would be super cool if we were together and, you know, holding hands, and wouldn't that be awesome if I was in that picture?
Wow.
I want to know who Albert the camera guy is.
Yeah, who's
No,
Albert?
Arthur the camera guy.
Who's that?
Oh, and he plays drums shirtless.
Okay, never mind.
Chris Kelly, Stephen Banks, Alex the
Oh,
engineer,
God.
Ronnie from the gym, Jesse Taylor.
Who's Ronnie from from the gym. You don't even know the man's last name.
Ronnie's the guy at the position in front of me.
And you fantasize about being married to him?
Married?
Okay,
if you saw him do squats.
Okay, moving on this list. Is it okay to pass gas in front of your spouse?
Jesse Taylor from the gym chanting Tatum, Austin Matthews, guy at the end of the hall that takes his trash out shirtless.
Jeez, man.
Is it okay to pass gas in front of your spouse? That's
Yes.
the last one. That's a big one on this list.
I would say yes.
Yes, okay.
Absolutely.
84% of people said yes. So,
Okay.
Do you ever, when they do that, say, "Oh, that was a good one"?
Oh, by the way, going back to, is it normal to fantasize about being married to somebody else? 42% of people said yes, it is.
Really?
Yes.
That's a high number.
Thank you.
Very high number.
Yeah, but they don't want Ronnie from the gym.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Santa Claus parade went down yesterday.
Yeah, sure did.
Oh, it was beautiful, dude. It was so good. I love the Santa parade.
We put up our Christmas tree. You know how I normally listen to reggae?
Yeah.
Because that, to me, it's the happiest sort of vibe I can get, and that's what I like to listen to over Christmas. But I went digging now for playlists where we put up the Christmas tree to all Hawaiian versions of the Christmas songs.
No, that exists?
Yes, man.
That's amazing.
And they're amazing.
Yeah?
A lot of them aren't even in English, and it's so happy. It's all like ukulele.
Yeah?
And yeah, it's amazing.
sounds
I
wonderful.
highly recommend, because sometimes I find that like a lot of the Christmas jams are a little depressing, like they're a little bit of a downer, but they even take the ones that are like a little bit of a downer and they still manage to make them happy
nice.
somehow. So I would dig into that if you can.
Dammit Maury was down at the Santa Claus parade yesterday talking to kids. And this is always fun because kids are very unpredictable when you ask them a question.
What is the worst gift you ever got?
Maybe like my rock tumbler I got last Christmas because it doesn't like work. Like I hooked up everything and it doesn't work.
Oh, no.
And who in your life should be on the naughty list?
My sister's naughty. She breaks everything I build out of Legos.
If you could give Santa any advice, what advice would you give him?
Well, I would say maybe ease off the cookies and milk because he goes around eating so much cookies and milk, and he should just lay off because it's so much. He's gonna get too fat.
What was the worst gift you ever got?
So there's little beans that you just stand up.
I got a noisemaker bear calling thing. I was like, what the heck is this? A bear?
What advice would you give Santa?
To drink more milk so he can get stronger because I'm pretty sure his elves do all the work.
I would give him advice to drive a Lamborghini so it's faster, so he could deliver his presents faster.
Hey.
I would give him advice to wear AirPods so he can listen to music and ride a rocket.
What is the worst gift you ever got?
One year my mom went really cheap on Christmas and she just got us clothes.
All right, and who in your life should be on the naughty list?
My cousin Caleb, because he's really mean. I lost my phone the other day and he laughed and he said, haha, karma.
Who do you know that should be on the naughty list?
The girl who always bothers me at school.
You gonna put her on the naughty list?
Yes. Actually, my brother, not my mom. Because my brother's really rude. He says bad words.
Probably a kid in my class named Landon because he's a jerk.
If you could hang out at the North Pole for a whole day with Santa and do anything you want, what are you guys gonna be doing?
I would bake some gingerbread houses. I would hang out with the elves. Yeah, I would take selfies. I'm like, I met Santa. I would get his signature.
Yeah, I would look in his fridge. I would eat all his cookie stash.
I would do nothing because I respect his privacy.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
God, what do I want to tell you?
Ooh, secrets?
No, not secrets. Jeez.
I don't know. I get excited when I think you're going to talk like personal stuff.
You see this tweet from Amber Mack about Apple?
What?
So Apple is now worth $1.17 trillion.
Holy.
That is more, this is what she wrote, that is more than the entire S&P 500 energy index. Put more simply, if you were the outright owner of every one of the 500 biggest energy companies in the U.S., from Chevron to Exxon, you still couldn't afford Apple.
You know how many zeros that is?
In a trillion?
Yeah.
Do you know how many zeros there are?
I'm asking you.
I do, yes. Do you know how many zeros?
No, that's why I'm asking.
Okay, how many zeros would you think are in a
Question
trillion?
2, follow-up question.
But you didn't answer the first
No, but
question.
follow-up that'll help me. Follow-up question,
Yes.
Mocha. Is
Yes.
trillion more than billion? Trillions
do you-
more than billion.
Well, hold on. What do you think? Yeah.
I think trillions more than billion.
Okay.
Why
So
would you
going-
think that?
Because more people say the word billion than say the word trillion.
Okay. Like how many more people? Like a
5.
trillion people?
No, like
Okay, so now that you know, or you've guesstimated that billion is smaller than trillion.
Yes.
Okay. Based on that knowledge, how many zeros are in a trillion?
In 1 trillion, right? Let's be specific.
Okay, yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to go with, so 3 zeros is 1,000.
Okay, yeah.
And then another 3, and then another.
Hold on, what comes after 1,000, man? Do it.
100,000.
What's that?
100,000. And then another 3
No,
is.
no. Hold on here. Okay. So if we're counting by zeros.
Yeah.
3 zeros has 1,000.
3 zeros is 1,000.
Right. Well, okay.
It doesn't
Come on,
have
Weezy.
it.
Okay, so what is after 1,000 if you add an extra zero?
Oh, an extra 1 0? Okay, so that's. That's a good question.
Yeah, well, no.
Okay, so. Oh.
You have a pen and paper there?
Yeah, so hold on. So one
Are you
more
still
zero.
having trouble, huh?
Okay, yeah. What's the one with 4 zeros?
Oh, 10,000.
Oh, okay.
Because you put the zero, I put the comma out in the wrong place.
Okay, and then what happens?
And then if you add another zero, it's 100,000.
Yeah.
And then if you add another zero, it's 100,000.
It's 100,000 twice?
Yeah. How many zeros?
Hold on,
how
so
many
it's
zeros?
200,000?
How many zeros in 100,000?
6 zeros.
Okay. Okay, hold on here. Maury.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Okay. How many zeros are in 100,000?
How many zeros are in 100,000? So
Correct.
100.
I just asked that question.
1, 2, 3, 5.
Okay. So next is
Another zero.
which is
100,000. 100,000.
yeah. Yes. Okay. Next is
100,000. No, 100,000.
Do you know numbers?
Okay.
Yeah.
Maury, what number has 6 zeros?
Okay, what number has 6 zeros?
Yes.
1 million.
Okay.
Am I right?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Next is
Another zero. So it'd be, if I put another zero there, it'd be 10 million.
And then?
And then 100 million.
yeah.
Okay. And then?
100 million.
Which is
Just out of curiosity, count the zeros for us.
How many zeros are you at right now?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 zeros.
Which is
100,000. No, 100,000 million. 100.
Have you ever heard somebody say 100,000 million?
I think maybe Bill Gates once when he's talking about how much he's
Maury.
Is that a billion?
What's that?
A billion.
How many zeros?
1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 zeros is a billion.
Yes, correct. So
cool.
next is
10 billion.
what's that?
10 billion.
And then
100 billion.
and then
a trillion?
and
no,
how many zeros are in a
1,
trillion?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12.
Yes.
Done. Oh, I figured it out.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Get more with Air Transat when you purchase a club class seat.
Sit back and relax with a spacious and comfortable seating. I love these seats on Air Transat up in club class, and I'll tell you, you just want a little bit more. Like, I don't need a cabin.
Right.
You know, when you fly, because I don't want to pay $5,000 for a ticket. So I don't need a cabin. I don't need a full bed. I don't need all that stuff. What I want is just a little bit more. I want a wider seat. I want more legroom because I'm 6'4". I want a bigger screen, and I want it to be a little bit more intimate where Catherine and I and the family can hang out and have a conversation and really feel like you're being taken care of. That is what club class on Air Transat gets you.
Yeah, you also get that personalized service. You
Yes.
get superior wine and choice of gourmet meals by renowned Quebec chef Daniel Vazina.
Which is all delicious. That may have been, I swear, one of the best meals I've ever had on a flight.
Oh, nice.
When I had something off that menu. I don't even know what it was. It was like a beef something with like some creamy potatoes. And then Roxy wasn't hungry because we fed her ahead of time, but I still made her order the meal so I could have hers. So I had both of them.
Good move. You get complimentary seat selection, 2-piece baggage allowance, rapid check-in counter, and priority boarding and baggage service. So if you want to learn more, hit up airtransat.com and search for club class.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Is Chair Girl in court today?
Yeah.
She is. And like this time she's going to be there. I know the last few times it was just like her lawyer there.
Well, they let her skip a day in court so she could go on a modeling gig, which to me seems really wild.
Yeah, that's super strange.
Really wild. That's like the Austin Matthews case. The charges got dropped against Austin Matthews.
Yeah, what happened with that anyway?
So, like, what was the situation, or how was it resolved?
I know the situation. Like, he and his bonehead friends in Arizona were harassing a female security guard outside of his condo.
They thought it would be funny she was in the car alone.
Yeah.
At 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And they thought it would be funny to jiggle the door handles, pretending like they were going to get in, which is terrifying.
His pants and then, grabbed his ass.
Yeah. And then he did, man, I asked you a question, right? Remember that? Am I the only one that thought of Ace Ventura, when I read the story of Austin Matthews?
Do the voice again. You're not doing it right.
No, I wasn't doing the voice. I was just doing a...
You go, excuse me. Do you have a mint? Or possibly some banaka?
Yeah. So he and his idiot friends, and this is just something you don't do. I don't know why anybody would find that funny. But so what happened was that he was facing charges of disorderly conduct and disruptive behavior from that incident, and the female security guard who filed the complaint against him. I guess what happened is they really reached a settlement because under Arizona law, an individual who is accused of a misdemeanor offense has the ability to settle the matter by coming to a financial agreement in exchange for the criminal case conclusion.
Oh.
So in Arizona, if you get caught doing something like that, like a misdemeanor charge, you can on your own go to your accuser and go, how much?
Yeah.
How much? Seriously, let's just keep this off the books, me and you. How much right now? You just let me know.
But they won't disclose that, right?
Because normally
the arrangement was between them?
Yeah, I mean, normally with cases like this, part of the financial exchange is also a non-disclosure agreement. So,
Gotcha.
I'll give you X if drop the charges and sign this piece of paper that says you won't say how much I gave you. That's usually the norm with these types of things. But yeah, so no charges for Austin Matthews. Still got that mustache though.
He
Right?
sure does.
Do that voice again for me.
Excuse me. Would you happen to have a mint? Or possibly some banaka?
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
How you doing, man?
Good. I've been hearing a lot of stories from a lot of guys that this Movember, the crop's not good.
What do you mean?
A lot of guys struggling with their mustaches this year.
Really?
Yeah, it's not a good yield this November. I don't know what it is.
You think because the weather has something to do with it?
I don't know, but everybody's
like
complaining.
We got an early winter.
Yeah.
Like at the beginning of November.
I'm telling you, everybody's complaining that their mustaches aren't coming in like they have in years past.
Well, I've run out of hair.
Right. Yeah. See, look at Maury's. Maury usually at this point in November has a much thicker.
Yeah, it looks like a broom.
Yeah, it looks like a broom.
One of them big, thick
I'm telling
brooms.
you, it's like, I don't know what it is. It's like a crop.
Is there something you can...
Universally, I've heard, I can't tell you the amount of people that are like a little bit pissed off that their mustaches aren't coming in thicker this November.
I wonder what, carrots help your eyes, but I wonder if there's something you eat that helps hair.
But it's not just you, it's everybody.
Well,
it's a bad crop.
See, look at it.
It's a bad crop.
I noticed something.
Yeah, I've read that cauliflower. Eating lots of cauliflower activates hair growth.
Well, last night I had beans and cauliflower. Oh my God.
Oh, there you go.
Where did you hear this from?
Huffington Post.
Huffington, you're believing Huffington Post?
Yeah, in the health section of Huffington Post.
Yeah.
Cauliflower activates hair growth.
Well, good, because I had beans, cauliflower, and asparagus for dinner last night.
Oof. No wonder Matthew doesn't want you in the bed. What does your sweat smell like?
Oh, bad.
After that. I shouldn't complain last night. I had a plate of chicken and a plate of steak.
Oh, good move.
That's like the opposite of surf and turf. It's turf and turf.
Because I'll tell you what happens on Mondays is that on Mondays I look in the fridge and there's a bunch of stuff that I bought on the weekend that I didn't cook.
Yeah.
That I have to cook on Monday.
Yeah.
Right?
Before it goes bad.
Yes.
Somebody as well. Who cares? Whatever.
So I'm like, okay, so what am I doing? I'm like, okay, so I guess I'm having chicken and steak.
Yeah. Who cares?
Yeah. And then Catherine's always like, eat a vegetable. And I'm always like, okay. I forgot. All right, man. Because I buy her all sorts of vegetables. Like there's a cauliflower in the fridge and a broccoli in the fridge. Yeah. But really, like when you're sitting there and you get it in your head that you're going to have a meal that is one plate of steak and one plate of chicken, do you really want to soil that vision With broccoli?
No,
you don't.
Because you just push it to the side.
Yes.
You have asparagus.
No, I don't keep asparagus in the house. I buy asparagus on the day that I want to cook asparagus, and then I cook the asparagus.
Yeah, you know white asparagus?
Yeah.
I only last night I used my white asparagus.
Yeah, white asparagus.
I have no idea.
I find it goes bad quickly.
Yeah,
if you don't use it.
Yeah, asparagus
right away.
I buy and I cook it immediately, and then it's out of my life. But yeah, no. As far as Movember goes, not a lot of happy people out there. I'm not touching it, Maurice. Sit down.
No, but I'm telling
You're not the only man in Maurice's life.
You know what? Did you? I don't know.
That to him.
Yeah, I don't know if people I don't know if anybody is ever in this situation where you're talking about somebody's Movember mustache and they immediately put their finger on it and start rubbing it and get up out of their chair while making the hand motion to you to come here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but we're in a show and touch industry.
I'm not touching
No,
ya.
we're not.
I'm not touching.
Show and touch industry. This is a strip club, bro.
Maureen, name one other time on this. Name 2 times on the show.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is...
Got a problem you can't fix.
Roz and Mocha got you.
Hey, Sammy. Welcome to the Roz and Mocha Show. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good.
So your husband's name is what? Shabby?
Yeah.
So you wrote us this. Roz and Mocha. How can I get my husband to listen to Roz and Mocha?
Sammy, how long have you been listening to the show?
Oh my God, since the start.
Okay, so 10 plus years.
Probably like 10. Yeah, exactly.
All right. And have you tried to get your husband, Shabby, to listen to the Roz and Mocha Show?
Every time we're in the car.
Oh.
Like
What does he say?
yesterday, he just wouldn't.
Oh.
But do you ever ask why?
Yeah, he doesn't really give me an answer, so I'm hoping you can figure it out.
Has he ever tried to listen to the show?
Forcefully, yes.
Oh, geez.
Forcefully, damn. Well, we don't want to force anybody to listen to the show.
Well, I'm okay with forcing somebody to listen to the show, actually. So what do you want us to do? Do you want us to talk to your husband?
Yeah, just try to figure out why.
All right. Well.
God, what if he says something real terrible about me? I'm not prepared for that today, man. I'm really not.
You're really not a morning person, so.
Rude. What about me? You don't care if he says something bad about me?
No, but listen, that's fine. You can handle that. I can't handle criticism, man.
Right. I have his phone number here. So, Sammy, don't say anything. You're going to be able to hear everything, though, okay?
This is a mistake. I know it.
Hello?
Hi, Shabby.
Hi, speaking.
What's up, bro? It's Roz and Mocha.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
Cool.
So, bro, what's your problem?
Nothing, man.
Why don't you want to listen to our show? It would make your wife super happy.
I do. I'm trying.
Well, why is it so difficult, though?
I'm trying to get used to it.
Used to it?
What do you typically listen to in the morning, or who do you typically listen to?
Honestly, nothing.
So just like blank, nothing?
This is when I'm reflecting.
Oh.
Okay.
So like just silence?
Just silence, and sometimes just go on the phone. That's it.
Okay, so your wife wrote us, "Hey, Roz and Mocha, how can I get my husband to listen to Roz and Mocha?"
I know, I saw that.
Okay, so we're trying to figure out if there's a way that you can enjoy the show and sort of help out your wife, and everybody's just going to be a whole lot happier. So what do we need to do to get you to listen to the show?
I don't even know.
Like, is there something you don't like about the show?
No, I do listen to you guys. Just not too often.
Oh.
Okay. Okay.
Why are you making it so difficult for your wife? What about like an every other day type of thing? Like, are you guys in the car a lot?
I'm in the car a lot. I drive downtown. So.
Okay, but what about her? Like when you're in the car with her and she wants to listen either to the live show or to our podcast.
She always asks me to listen to the podcast.
Yeah, and what do you say?
I just say maybe not today.
Okay, but why?
I don't know. I just maybe want to talk to her.
Like you're trying to play the I want to communicate with my wife card right now?
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Some quality time.
Oh. What do you think Sammy would say if she heard you say that?
She usually says, yes, let's talk.
Sammy, is that what you typically say?
Probably not.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Shabby, come on, bro.
Yeah, so are you going to listen to the show or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I have a feeling he's not. I have a feeling he's not.
I know.
No, I'm gonna have to get the podcast on my phone too.
Yes, man.
Please
it's very
do.
easy to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, make your wife happy for God's sake, okay?
Yeah, I will.
Right. Like this is just
Shabby,
normal.
do you have Android or iPhone?
An iPhone.
All right, so just go to the podcast app, search Roz and Mocha, and hit subscribe there, okay?
I'm done.
Okay.
All right, buddy. All right.
All right.
Before we let you go, it's not a problem with me, is it? It's not that you don't like me, right?
No, I like both of you guys.
Okay, good.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
It's both cool.
Okay, thank you.
Shabby.
All right, Shabby.
All right, Sammy, we tried. We hope we accomplished something here.
I know. I'll let you guys know.
Yeah,
All right, please
okay,
do.
please.
Hi, Shabby. Have a wonderful day.
You too.
Bye,
Take
Sammy.
care.
We love you.
Bye.
Hey, bye. Take care.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
On Kiss.
They open a new Chick-fil-A. Is that the deal?
At Yorkdale. I love Yorkdale Mall so much.
And I guess they caved too, and they said that they're going to now stop donating to anti-LGBTQ organizations. What were those groups? Because one of them I didn't think was that big of a deal. What was the other? What was the group I was thinking of? Salvation Army.
Yeah.
I don't think that was a big of a deal.
No?
No. Not in Canada.
I saw that Chick-fil-A, they opened one up in the UK, and they're shutting down already.
Really, huh?
Yeah.
Why? You know why?
Protests.
Nah, they like their KFC.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. I'm telling you, KFC, when I was in London, 9 o'clock in the morning, there's a lineup for KFC.
You know what?
9 o'clock in the morning.
Wasn't it London where last year or 2 years ago, a couple of KFCs had to shut down? Not like permanently, but because they ran out of chicken?
I think so, yeah. It's weird, man. I don't know what it is in London.
It was in London or something like that, right?
People eat weird. Like when I was in London the last time I was there, it's some weird conversations about food because I know that England has always had the rep of like lousy, just boiled food. Right? They always have. Like they have bad teeth and boiled food. That's their sort of stereotypical rep for London. And then you had the Gordon Ramsays of the world and everything else. And then sort of Jamie Oliver and all this stuff. And then people are like, oh, London's a hot spot for food. But I was there and we were eating at this great brunch place.
Yeah.
And there were these locals beside us, older, two different couples, both all in their 60s.
Yeah.
And we were listening to their conversation as we were having brunch, and they were talking about this joint that they went to where they were like, oh my God, the ribs in this place. And they were just going on and on and on about the ribs, like describing them and how they just come right off the bone. And they're just like no ribs you've ever had before.
My favorite.
And this guy he did this monologue on these ribs for like 5 minutes. And then the dude in the other couple goes, and what's that place called again? And he went, TGI Fridays.
Get out of here.
I'm no joke.
Come
man.
on.
Yes, I'm telling you.
TGI Fridays got the best ribs.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, we were very intrigued, right? Very intrigued.
You need a reservation for that place?
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Podcast.
They say that we should be listening to 78 minutes of music a day for your mental health.
What? 78?
I mean, we listen to five hours worth of music here in the morning.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what they say.
Now, is it just music happens to be playing in the background, or you actually have to sit there and pay attention?
I don't know how intensely you have to listen to it. They say that even though they do recommend 78 minutes, 11 minutes a day still has therapeutic benefits.
Oh, I would agree with that.
So they've broken it down with the specific types of music because there's an actual formula.
Ooh.
So you should do 14 minutes of uplifting music to feel happy.
Okay.
You should do 16 minutes of calming music to feel relaxed. You should do 16 minutes of like free play, like whatever you choose to overcome sadness.
Just hit shuffle.
Shuffle. 15 minutes of motivating music to aid in concentration.
Okay.
And then another 17 minutes of whatever you choose to help manage your anger.
I mean, I think it helps. When I'm at the gym, I'll close my eyes sometimes when the music is super loud, and it's awesome. You could just feel it in your bones.
But that's what working out. You just need to be in an environment, not exercise, not anything else.
I have like putting on my shoes music, like when I'm getting ready.
This needs to be part of your life.
Yeah. Like driving, would that count? Like sometimes, if I'm not listening to podcasts on my way home, I'll listen to...
That doesn't count.
How come driving doesn't...
I'll listen to something a little bit more mellow.
So, okay, so that
does that mean like when I'm at home. Or
So
how about
that-
like when I'm doing the dishes? Sometimes I'll listen to
Okay,
some
but it's how you break it up, though,
calming
right?
stuff at home.
Like you can't just listen to calming music. It's this combination. It's the formula.
Yeah, but what's uplifting? What's calming? Like
what's uplifting music to you?
Like I listen to me uplifting. Like if we put on an Aretha Franklin record or something at home, or Patti LaBelle.
Sure, okay, then that's uplifting.
Yeah.
So what's calming to you, Mocha? You don't listen to anything calming. What
What's
music do you listen
that?
to that's calming? Nothing.
I was just like straight 90s hip hop.
Yeah, that's not
when you're home, if you're doing like a
No, you know what I do listen to, actually,
that?
sometimes it's pretty calm, is I will find a playlist of like chill house.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Right?
I got you.
I find it pretty
Yeah.
soothing. I
Yeah.
don't mind that stuff.
Because you like to feel that you live in a Starbucks. No?
I mean, when you put it that way, I think maybe I have to change up the playlist options.
I believe that those playlists, when you go onto the services, are actually called Coffee House.
No? Actually, I have listened to that one before, too. Yeah.
Okay. So 14 minutes of uplifting music to feel happy. That would be your...
Like Wu-Tang?
Okay. Is
Biggie?
that... Okay, that's uplifting?
Sure.
So your 16 minutes of calming music would be your...
Like slower Biggie or Tribe Called Quest?
No, you can't do Biggie and then slower Biggie.
Why not?
Okay, no, because it doesn't work that way, man.
Okay.
Diversify.
Okay. Usher?
Usher. Okay, yeah, I give you Usher.
Right?
Sure, yeah.
I'm Usher. I like Usher.
Okay. And then 60 minutes of free play, whatever you choose. So your choices would be...
Like a 90s mix of hip-hop and
Okay,
R&B.
more your choices would be, it's free play now.
Mariah Carey.
Okay.
Todrick Hall.
Okay. And then 15 minutes of motivating music to aid in concentration.
Oh, okay.
So your motivating music would be what?
Like Wu-Tang.
You have said
me in the
Wu-Tang
zone.
for all the other ones,
You
though.
can't do that.
They have a large discography.
Oh, God.
What is motivating music?
Your motivating music
No, but
would
what
be...
to motivate you to do something. Like if it's something, the music you put on to like get you up.
Sure. Yeah. Get your spirits up. Let's say get your
I got
spirits
it.
up.
I got it.
Were you going to say Lady Gaga too?
No, I got it.
What is it? Go.
Okay.
Yeah.
When we're at home with our kids, sometimes we put on these awesome like kid playlists.
Done.
Sure.
That have like heads, shoulders, knees, and toes.
You're
wheels
listening
on the
to
bus.
heads, shoulders, knees, and toes to get motivated.
We'll listen to the Wiggles. We'll listen to an album by Splash and Boots.
No.
We dance.
Yeah, but those songs are motivating because it teaches you how to
Come
do
on,
things.
man.
Like
Have
tie
you
your
ever heard
shoes.
pole jumping by Splash and Boots?
Okay.
Bruh, that'll put you in such a great mood.
Okay. Hold on. It's not motivating, though.
Oh, man.
It's not motivating.
How about DMX?
DMX?
Yeah, like party up. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind. Up in here, up in here. You can't tell me that's not motivating. Come on.
I guess that's motivating. So again, they say you should listen to 78 minutes of music a day for your mental health, but they broke it down into specific categories. 14 minutes of uplifting music to feel happy, 60 minutes of calming music to feel relaxed, 60 minutes of like whatever you choose to overcome sadness, 15 minutes of motivating music to aid in concentration,
Yeah.
and then another 17 minutes of music for whatever you choose to help you manage
Apparently,
anger.
that's all Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
And DMX. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind.
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Podcast.
Did you see that story where police in India arrested 32 people who were actively scamming Canadians?
No.
Yeah, that was the story yesterday. I guess like the duck cleaning calls.
Oh,
32 people?
Love those.
32?
I love those.
There's 32,000 of them.
I used your line that you had used on one of those duck cleaning people. I think it was you that said it.
Doesn't
No,
work.
when you said to them, because I used this line and it worked.
Yeah.
Where they were like, we're conducting duck cleaning in your neighborhood and we have, or in your area, sorry.
Yeah.
And we have this deal exclusive for your area.
Yeah.
So we can make the appointment right now. And the line was, well, what area is that?
Exactly.
And then they'll say your area. I said, okay, but what area? Where do I live? If you know that this is happening, this deal, you're offering this deal in my area, what area do I live in?
Yeah.
And then they stumble and then can't say anything.
I have said what area. I have said I don't have ductwork. I've said I live in a condo. I've told them that I live in a church and Jesus takes care of the ductwork. I've told them everything. Everything. We pray the dust away in my place. And nothing worked. 5 times a day I would get these calls. Did I tell you when that one guy was real rude to me?
No.
Oh, they started talking about like stuff he was going to do to my mother and stuff. And,
What?
Oh,
Because you don't want your ducks clean?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh, there was more F-bombs from this guy than I've ever had. It was incredible.
Why didn't you just hang up on the guy?
Because I was entertained.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah.
I got a weird number the other day.
He had a way with words also. He wasn't the guy that I told I lived in a condo, though.
Yesterday, I got a phone call from somebody in New Zealand.
Yeah, really? New Zealand?
Yeah, New Zealand. And then look at this one. I don't even know what this one is. On Friday, right?
Yeah, what's that?
It's not even a phone number. It just says SC360 space ONT-176. And there was like
that?
no voicemail, nothing.
Really?
I don't know if this is like one of those new scams. You know how we were talking last week or 2 weeks ago that the fraudsters are now scamming.
They're mimicking numbers of legitimate places.
Yeah,
so when they actually call,
like
you
government
think,
offices or police stations or whatever.
Yes. It's a whole thing, man.
Yeah, so I don't know what this one was.
I got a number. It was a 416 number, and I missed the call. I texted the person back, and they were like,
Why would you text?
Well, because I'm like, who is this? Because it's a 416 number. I texted, who is this? And they're like, I literally never called you. I swear I never called you. I have no idea who you were. And I'm like, but it says here. And they're like, have you not heard that people just use other people's phone numbers?
What happens. I've had my number call me before for duck cleaning.
Did you make an appointment?
No, yeah, where they mimic my number. First, I was like, the guy was like, hey, do you want your ducks clean? And I was like, first of all, you sound hot.
Stop it. Man.
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
Hi, it's Roz and Mocha.
Hi, I was just calling because you guys were talking about ductwork, and I have a story for you.
Ooh, okay, what's your name?
My name is Brianna.
Brianna, how long ago did this happen?
Actually, it happened last year or a year ago, so a couple years. But
Okay.
it was funny. So so somebody actually called, and my dad answered, and he said because it was the ductwork, and he said. He pretended to be a police officer, and he said, "Hi, what's your name? This is a murder investigation. How can I help you? How do you know the family?" And then they were like, "What? No, like we don't know the family." And then they were like, "Well, you've called this number a bunch of times, so you must know the family." And then they were like, "No, sorry, we haven't, and we have not got a call since."
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they don't care.
So it was just. Yeah, it was funny.
That guy that called me, though, so that guy that called me, I just got annoyed, and I had a little bit of time to play with him. So I just kept doing the thing of like, I can't hear you. You know that move when a telemarketer calls, right? I'm like, so he's like, hey, would you like your duck clean? And I was like, what, man? And he goes, you want your ducks clean? We're doing a thing. And I'm like, honestly, dude, I can't hear you. Move your head around a little bit. Maybe it's your headset. I can't hear you. And he's like, do you want your duck clean? And I go, where are you from? And this is what I hear. This is what I hear. You can bleep all this, right?
Yeah.
He goes, you. And I go, what? I can't hear you. He goes, yeah, you. Right? I go, I can't hear you. And he goes,
wait, stop.
Yeah.
Before you continue, Roz.
Yeah.
Hey, Brianna, quick question.
Yes.
You don't have any kids in the car with you right now, do you?
I do not. No.
Okay, good. Sorry. Whatever. They got to learn sometime. And I go, sorry, man, I can't hear you. And he goes, you know who can't hear me? Your mother, because my in her ear.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No joke, man. That's the guy. That's the duck cleaning guy. Yeah, some like Indian with huge nads somewhere in the world.
Oh my God.
Thought that he could play tough with me.
Dude, we just got a text message at 925-555. I also had disgusting comments said to me from duck cleaners. Quote, let me talk to your husband so I can tell him to
Yes, dude. I'm telling you. They're super aggressive.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like it starts off and you're like, hey man, listen, can you take my name off your list? I'm really not interested. Like it starts like that, right? And then eventually it escalates to, my mom's ear, right?
Oh my God.
Like it escalates quickly.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, Brianna, thanks so much for the call.
Yeah, no problem. Have a great day, guys.
You too, honey. Later.
Bye.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hey, we haven't done this in a while. Some podcast reviews via Apple Podcasts. These are the reviews that you listening right now who have left for us, and we love them, and they've all been 5 stars. However, I'm going to start with a 1-star rating that we got.
We got a 1?
We got a 1-star rating.
No!
Yeah.
Remember I said I wanted a 1, and then I said no. No.
Well, we'll start with the 1-star rating.
Oh, man. This is going to ruin my day.
Comes to us from Hot and Ready Pizza.
Oh.
Like, that's the name that they gave themselves, all right?
I'm like, I thought we had a great relationship with Pizza.
Well, it's 1 star, okay?
God, yeah.
Love the show. Used to like the podcast. It is incredibly annoying to listen now. Just as the show starts getting going, you stop and start fluffing your ego by reading these reviews.
Oh.
People like the show, not listening to you read your own reviews. Get back to the basics and make the podcast great again. Listen, bro.
Hold on, because what's that guy's name?
It says, it could be a guy, could be a girl. It says Hot and Ready Pizza.
It's not a woman. I will say this about reading reviews of the podcast. One of the reasons why we decided that we would start reading reviews was we thought that it was a great way to shout out the people who shout us out, right? It was a way to get people's names on the podcast because we can't always take phone calls. People are not always included in the Roz and Mocha, in Ask Roz and Mocha, and it's difficult. So we thought that, and we thought we were doing a good thing.
And to show you that we actually do read.
That's the thing,
your
man.
reviews.
Yes.
So Hot and Ready Pizza, he left a 1-star.
Oh, that ruins everything.
Rating to add to the other 2 that we got. One out of those other 2 was a mistake, and the person wrote and said, I left this review as a mistake. How do I change my 1-star rating?
Man. Okay, we got to delete the podcast now.
No, we're not going to delete it.
It's
Listen,
ruined. No,
but
we got to burn it all down.
Other than that, we get legit 5-star ratings right across the board.
Can you find that person more, that guy, please, so we can have him on?
Oh, you're not going to obsess over this, are you?
Of course I am.
Oh, come on, dude, no.
This has ruined my day.
Really?
Yes.
It's dated October 16th, Maury.
Doesn't matter.
October 16th.
If you can find that guy, please.
All right, let's continue with some 5-star reviews. This is from NZJFJDKDB.
Nice.
I think they just smashed their hand on the keyboard.
Problem. We support all
for
names.
a name. You guys are amazing. You help me get through my work days and early mornings. I set my alarm to wake me at 6:30, and it's when you guys are on. The alarm is my radio. I appreciate your shows and your opinions. Who's my favorite? Ha 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 ha. The world may never know.
Oh.
Thanks again for the podcast and the radio show. That comes to us from Nadia.
Also, I meet a lot of people, and I don't even know where I was last week. I was at the mall, and I met 2 people, like 2 couples, where, oddly enough, they both said to me, Mocha read my review on the podcast.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm looking through the reviews all the time.
Yes.
So we can share them with you.
They were happy about it.
Our Brownie writes this, also another 5-star review. I love listening to the Roz and Mocha podcast. They have me in stitches every episode. I drive from Pickering, Ontario to Hamilton, Ontario, and back for school, and this podcast makes it go by so much faster. Keep it up, guys. Best podcast ever, writes Kuroko. Binge listening to this podcast is the best thing I've done. Game-changing decision. Highly recommend. You'll tear up from laughing. And we'll end on Anna123. Best podcast ever is the subject line. 5 stars. I used to listen to you guys every morning on my way to work, but never had the chance to finish listening to the show because I would have to start work early. Then life happened, kids, etc. And I completely stopped listening to the radio. So when I heard there was a podcast, I was so happy. You guys are so funny, and I have the podcast on for most of the day so I can catch up. I listen to you guys so often that my 3-year-old and 2-year-old daughters actually sing the Roz and Mocha song every time they hear you guys and scream and dance when they see the commercial with you guys in the gold suits. Thank you for making a stay-at-home mom laugh every day. Love you guys. So Anna123, thank you for your podcast review, and much love to your family for listening.
It's great.
You okay now?
No, I'm not. I'm fine.
Really?
Yeah,
Should
I'm
I not
fine.
have read that one?
No, it's I needed to hear it. No, because
Really?
I always ask you if there's any 1 stars, and you were only trying to help out.
All right,
but
so
it's kind of a bummer. We got to find that guy.
What, like beat him up or something?
No, no. All I need to know, can you go in and change your review after your review has been posted? That's what I need to know.
I don't think so.
Oh, then Maureen, never mind. Don't find the guy.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
How you doing?
Good.
How's your weekend?
That was all right.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, I know. No, one of my cats died last night.
No! Oh my God, dude, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
No, which one? Pickles?
Coco, the baby.
No, dude, I am so sorry.
And I wasn't going to talk about it. I was going to ask Maury if you can find me chapstick. Can you find me chapstick, Maury? My lips are real chapped from crying with Catherine and Roxy all night.
Here, I have it in my pocket.
I don't want to use your chapstick.
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so sorry.
I know. It sucks.
Man.
So I don't know what happened. And that's the crap thing about it, right? Are you going to come give me a hug? Oh, you're the best.
Dude,
Hold on. We got a hug.
So
we got a hug.
Sorry, man. That sucks, dude. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
I know. No, we gotta go back and do the show now. More no hugging.
Why not? Your cat
If you could
died.
just find me chapstick, that'd be great, please.
So you want me to go get you chapstick, but no hug?
Yes, thank you. No, so I don't know what happened. We got home, we were shopping.
Yeah.
And then we went downstairs and she was crying, and then Catherine tried to pick her up and she couldn't walk.
Oh.
And then we wrapped her in towels and brought her to because on Sundays there's nowhere to take an animal.
I know.
Every vet is closed on Sunday.
Yeah, and any of the emergency ones are so far away.
Yeah, so we had to drive into Etobicoke.
Yeah.
To go and find this emergency vet, and they were real cool. And we brought her in, and they hooked her up to all sorts of stuff. And it's not like the funny thing is, when an animal gets sick, or anything for that matter, any person or whatever, you watch so much TV that you're conditioned that when they say they're going to do a blood test, they're going to do the blood test, and they're going to go, hey, here's what's wrong. It came right up on the thing. Look, right here. It says this.
Yeah.
They ate tinsel. Right? Whatever it was. I don't know. But it doesn't work that way in real life. They don't get a test and then tell you exactly what happened.
Yeah, the results aren't in right away.
They're not. And they don't know. So he's like, listen, man. He goes, we checked this, we checked this, we checked this, we checked this. And I was like, okay, cool. And he goes, but it's just nothing's we don't know what's going on. And I was like, okay, cool.
No.
And then so we went home, and Rox was at the Santa Claus parade.
Oh,
right?
She had no idea?
She had no idea. So
my God.
So Catherine and I come back home, and then we call them because Catherine's like, maybe we should take Rox to see Coco. And I was like, no, we can't do that. I'm like, because it's not Coco. You know what I mean? I'm like, it's not this.
And you don't want that to be her last memory.
And also I'm like, and if she gets better, I don't want to have to ruin her day.
For sure.
Right? So we didn't know. And then we called the hospital again, and the doctor was like, you guys, and because Catherine said, hey, can we bring her? And the doctor was like, yeah, she could probably come. And then the doctor told Catherine that, we're going to have to put her down. Right?
Oh, dude, my heart. I'm
and
so
then
sorry, man.
So we brought Roxy, and Roxy was amazing. Roxy was so good.
Yeah.
She went in, she was talking to her. Roxy was so amazing, the woman at the vet started to well up because because Rox was so amazing, right?
Champ.
Like a champ. And then we told Rox that we got to put her down, and then she started to cry, and then Rox was like, I do not want to be here for this.
Yeah.
And so I took Rox home, and Catherine stayed with Coco, and then Catherine came back home and everything else. But anyway, so I was up crying all night.
Oh, dude,
with
I'm sorry,
my kid,
man.
because my cat died, and now my lips are all chapped.
Oh,
and I'm like, it's the worst.
I'm so sorry.
I know.
What can I do to make it better?
Nothing. No,
honestly.
No.
Anything at all?
No, I'm good. I just told her, I'm like, hey, listen, when animals come into our lives, right? They come in and they shake it up.
Yeah.
Right? And they're going to make things better, and they make you happy, and they're not around forever, and that's their job, and she did her job. So it was just this whole thing, right? It was...
I have nothing to offer you, man.
No. I'm not looking for something to offer.
I can give you an apple. Would that make you feel better?
But all I really need is chapstick, man.
Do you want my chapstick? I'll cut the part off that touched my lips. You can have the rest of the chapstick. I have more at home.
Sad, man.
Dude,
no.
I'm so sorry. You have no idea. I feel so bad.
No, I know you do. I know you do. But my lips are real bad.
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
Hi, it's Roz and Mocha in Toronto. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. What's your name?
Alicia.
Alicia. Where do you listen to the Roz and Mocha Show from?
Well, from my phone, because I live in a very, very small town in Midwestern Ontario.
Oh, okay. What's the name of the town?
It's called Roxeter with a W.
Roxeter? Where's the W go?
Right, exactly. I have no idea. And on our sign it says former ghost town.
Former ghost town?
Former ghost town. You can Google it, and it'll tell you the story of my town.
How are we supposed to Google it if we don't know where the W goes?
Yeah.
WROXE
Roxeter.
The W is the first letter
Roxeter.
in Roxeter?
Yes.
But it's not pronounced.
Right.
How far is that from Toronto?
About 2.5 hours from downtown Toronto.
Okay.
What's the population of Roxeter, Ontario?
About 700.
Oh, that's a real small town.
That is a tough town to have an affair in.
Oh no, you can't do that stuff there.
No, you cannot.
So you basically know everybody in your town?
So I'm actually originally from Mississauga. Like I grew up listening to you guys.
Okay.
And then I met my husband, and he grew up in a small town, a little bit bigger than Roxeter, called Wingham. So he was born and raised in Wingham, and he owns a computer store out there.
Yeah.
And so he knows everybody. I'm still learning everybody, but he knows everybody.
Wow, I'll tell you, you got to really love somebody to go from living in the city to moving to a town of 700.
Yes.
And you also run the risk of everybody just knowing everybody's business, right?
Yeah.
Everybody knows everybody's business. And I work in a school board in a small town, and the parents talk all the time.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
What do you work in the school board? Like, are you a teacher, or would you work for the board?
I'm an ECE, so I work in a kindergarten classroom.
How big's your class? How many kids?
We have 22 this year.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's all right.
And we have 3 kindergarten classes, actually. So
wow.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You're getting busy in Roxeter, huh?
The school I work in is actually in a town called Drayton, so it's a bigger town than Roxeter.
Wow. Was there like some massive keg party 4 years ago? like what happened in Roxeter 4 years ago that you got 3 kindergarten classes in a town of 700?
Right? Out here it's just bush parties, not keggers.
Oh, wow. All right. The reason why Alicia texted us is because she lives so far away, and she said she wants to tell us who her favorite is.
Oh, okay.
So, Alicia, between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
Hands down, Roz.
Oh, hands down.
Is it because he also came from a small town?
Yeah, I actually know where his town is.
Yeah,
all right,
exactly.
Acton. Shout out to Acton, Ontario.
Yeah.
So why am I your favorite?
I've always loved you. Your voice, just everything about you. Your relationship with Catherine, your kid, your advice.
So not many things that are actually have to do with me.
Oh, 100% have to do with you.
You know what I mean? Why do you like me? Well, because I like your girlfriend. I like your kid. Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome. Thanks.
Hey, take the win. Take the win.
Yeah, no, listen, I will take the win, but it's like there's an asterisk on that one, I think.
Hey, Alicia, thank you very much for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show when you can. We love you lots, and shout out to Roxeter.
Oh, thanks so much, you guys. I love you guys.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
The new movie is called 21 Bridges, out on November 22nd. Stephan James is in the building. Stephan James is in the movie. And he's also from my hometown, Scarborough.
Hey.
Welcome home, buddy.
Hey. Thanks for having me, huh?
How's it going?
Man, great. Good to be back.
This movie's awesome.
Different movie for you because, for once, you get to play a bad guy.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that going into this.
I know, right?
You guys just start wasting everybody. I'm like, what are you doing?
I know. They were a little nervous at first because I'm Canadian, so they didn't know if I could do it. But
Well, you didn't think you were going to start shooting people and apologizing right away?
Sorry about it.
Bang, bang. Sorry. Bang, bang. Sorry.
Well, it's you and Taylor, right? Taylor Kitsch.
Exactly.
And first I'm like, well, yeah, they're Canadian. They're obviously nice. But I'm like, are these guys too good looking to be this bad? You know what I mean? Because I watched this, because the trailer was playing the other day, and there's a room full of women, and they you two popped up, and it's all the fantasies just all happening at once. But I'm like, you guys are the best looking gangsters.
They tried to rough us up a bit.
Yeah, it didn't work.
But making you grow a beard?
Exactly. Trying to disguise it.
Never has there been 2 better looking guys stealing coke.
Do you like playing the bad guy?
I don't make those decisions.
You like playing bad guy?
Oh, I love it. I feel like people know me as this indie darling that's always doing these sweet dramas, and he's so sweet. So for me, to put on that beard, to be, blowing stuff up, it was fun for me, for sure. Definitely a check mark on my bucket list.
Yeah.
And what was it like, having the Russo brothers be producers on this movie? And we all know Russo brothers for years and years and years of being part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Exactly. No, you talk about two of the biggest directors working in the business right now.
Yeah.
And so for them, their support has been invaluable to me in this whole process. They're like the biggest champions of this film and of me. And the best. So I hope to continue to do more stuff with the Russos.
Yeah?
For sure. Yeah.
You think you would be able to lock in like a Marvel deal with them or what?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe you guys can make some calls for me. Roz and Mocha, you guys got the airwaves.
Listen, you're in a movie with Chadwick Boseman. Who's Black Panther.
Yeah.
Like, he should be able to help you out.
I know. Unreal. Yo, shout out to Chadwick Boseman because he called me right around this time last year and was like, man, I got this role for you. And like, I literally can't think of anyone else to play it.
Really, huh?
And so I would love for you to come be a part of it. And this is like a week before shooting. I was like, man, I never have done anything like with a week prep, but yes.
Now,
absolutely.
Because you looked really good with the gun. Now, was that because you've like done this kind of training before, or is this because you watch a lot of heist films? Because even the way you move your body, it's like you've either watched a ton of these movies and you know how these guys act, or you've done it before.
Man, I grew up on films like this, like the Reservoir Dogs, the Heat, The Fugitive, Collateral. Like these are all my favorite films. But to answer your question, yes, definitely had to train. I went down to Brooklyn and trained with SWAT.
Did you?
Make sure everything looked legit, make sure everything was safe.
So hold on here, you trained with cops to play the criminal?
I know, kind of backwards, right? It was weird.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Kind of weird.
That's awesome.
Those crooked cops.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite scene in the movie? That like there's one particular scene without giving anything away?
I would say
and again, 21 Bridges is in theaters November 22nd, but is there one particular scene that you're like, man, I cannot wait for the audience to see?
To be honest, I would say probably just the last sequence. Like, there's this running sequence between myself and Chadwick Boseman. It's kind of like Jackie Robinson chasing Jesse Owens. It's really, really cool. It's really dope. Like one of the most epic chase scenes in film that I've seen in a long time. So I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, it's fast. That's the thing that I like about the movie, because everything, it's so fast. Everything.
It's got pace.
Yeah, it really does, man.
And there's a couple of times in the movie I had to like go back because there's so much little bits of information that happen quickly.
Oh yeah, you got to pay attention.
That if you're not paying attention, you will miss. And it's like important information.
Don't blink.
I had to go back a couple of times.
Yeah. How important is it for you to every now and then with something like this to just like where fun is the mandate? Like fun for the movie goer is the mandate.
Oh, dude, so important, man. Sometimes you just want to go to the movies and be entertained. You don't want to think about anything. You don't want to cry. You just want to be entertained, and I feel like this movie is just that movie. It's edge of your seat thriller. Doesn't really allow you to take a breather, so I'm excited for it.
Yeah. Did you get any info or update from Chadwick on Black Panther 2? Did you guys talk any?
Look at your face right now. You can't say no after that face.
I can't say too much.
You know.
I can't.
You know. Okay.
Hey, maybe after this. Maybe after this.
Yeah?
Maybe after this.
Okay. All right.
We'll see.
Okay, we're done.
I like you guys.
Okay, anyway, thanks for hanging out with us.
Stephan James, always a pleasure having you join us on the Roz and Mocha Show.
Love. Thank you
it's
guys.
always so nice to have you like come back home.
I appreciate you.
And get to kick it with us. Again, 21 Bridges is a new movie. It's out on November 22nd.
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
I want to big up Scarborough real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Scarborough doesn't get enough love. I'm from Scarborough. I grew up in Scarborough.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. Scarborough does get a bad rap, though.
Always has.
For being full of gangs, guns, and drugs.
Always has.
They have gangs, guns, and drugs.
Sure.
As do many cities.
So does Etobicoke.
As do many cities across the province, across the country.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So, I don't know if you saw this, but this went viral on Reddit yesterday. Oh, man. My heart broke when I saw this.
Okay.
Somebody pointed out that when you search Scarborough on Google.
Okay. Can I do that right now?
Yep.
Scarborough.
I want you to tell me and describe to everybody the picture that shows up next to the map of Scarborough.
Oh yeah, so when you get like your thing off to the side, like your one panel off to the side, you get the picture of the map of Scarborough.
Yes.
And then like normally it's a picture of something relevant to the city or the place or the person that you just searched. But this is, I don't even know what this is a picture of. A collapsed house?
It's a house that was partially burned down in a fire last year.
That's the picture they chose to use for Scarborough?
You could use anything else in Scarborough. You could use the zoo. You could use Scarborough Town Center. You could use Scarborough Civic Center. You could use the Bluffs. Hell, you could even use Johnny Burgers, which is a staple in Scarborough at Victoria Park and Shepherd.
Sure.
Use that as a picture for Scarborough.
Okay, so it's a picture of just like a driveway beside a house, and half the house.
The disrespect is
half
real.
The house is caved in. It's like
Somebody
a war zone.
Somebody on Reddit pointed out that the picture, I don't know why it was used, but in Google, but it came from an article that I guess Global News had done a story on, and that's the image that they use, and it just so happens that's the image that's attached now to when you Google search Scarborough.
Just so you know, I just Googled Kabul, Afghanistan, and the picture that they use is like a beautiful scenic shot
Like,
of
come
the
on,
city
bro.
with the mountains in the back.
Yo, people
that
went
probably
in.
took somebody 5 years to find a picture.
And people went in on my city, man. People went in on Reddit. Someone goes, you can't spell Scarborough without ugh.
I just Googled Monrovia, Liberia, which is an absolute mess. It's a beautiful shot of a street with people shopping.
Somebody else wrote, I see nothing wrong here. Another person wrote, funny, because that's exactly what I picture when I think of Scarborough. Like,
hold on here. Give me. Hold on here. Most dangerous city. I want to say this. Okay.
Oh, come on! Don't do this.
Most dangerous city in
Scarborough's
the
a beautiful,
world.
beautiful place.
I know. Hold on. Give me 1 second, okay? Most dangerous city in the world. Okay, number one on this list, according to Wikipedia, is Tijuana. So let me go up here, and I'm going to Google search Tijuana, and I look at the picture. Oh, it's gorgeous. I would bring my family there with the picture that they used.
Why are you doing that to my city? Come on. Don't be doing that to my city. I'll end on this one comment that comes from Reddit.
Yeah.
Moved blind from Alberta to Toronto this summer and started with Kijiji cash jobs in Scarborough. This picture represents my first 2 months perfectly. And then in all caps, do not work for a guy named Rafi. F you, Rafi. Quinn Yan too. F you, Quinn Yan.
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
So, Scarborough getting some love today?
Yo,
or no?
big up Scarborough, big up Scarborough, big up Scarborough.
So the story yesterday was, if you just simply typed in Scarborough into Google and then you looked off to the right-hand side, you get the map, and then oftentimes when you Google a city, they just put up some sort of picture that represents the city, usually like a skyline shot or whatever it is. And the picture that came up when you looked at Scarborough was a house that looked like it had exploded. Like it looked like a disaster zone. And
the story behind that house, by the way, which I found out on Reddit, is that they were doing basement renos. And they didn't have any permits, and a fire broke out. And anyway,
tell me that doesn't rep Scarborough.
Global News did a story on it, and that was a picture that they used. And for some reason, that picture is tagged whenever you type in Scarborough into Google.
Right.
And that's what shows up.
Which is wild. And I guess it was like part of the algorithm that selected that particular photo. Who knows? But it really bent a lot of people the wrong way.
I mean, some of the comments on Reddit include, you can't spell Scarborough without ugh. I see nothing wrong here, somebody else wrote. Another person wrote, funny, because that's exactly what I picture when I think Scarborough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, don't be dissing my city like that.
But people got bent, man. I know the mayor
people.
got involved.
Yo, the mayor, listen, Mayor John Tory, this is what he tweeted yesterday, because this story blew up.
Yeah.
Scarborough is a beautiful part of our great city, hoping Google and Google Canada will shake up its algorithm and whatever needs to be done so a better photo, and he had a picture of Scarborough Bluffs, like this one comes up when people Google Scarborough.
Right.
Right, sure. Toronto City Councillor Michael Thompson was like demanding an apology from Google. Listen to this.
For an organization like Google to depict this community of 650,000 plus people in the manner that they have done, it's so disrespectful.
Yeah.
I demand an apology from Google, from
Okay.
very senior official from Google to our community as a whole.
Yes.
Okay, now
big facts. Big facts.
Here's the worst part. It gets worse.
No, don't tell me it gets
does.
worse for my city.
It 100% gets worse.
Scarborough, I'm with you, by the way.
It 100% gets worse. You know that old saying, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all?
Roz,
right?
If you don't have anything nice to say right now, don't say anything at all.
Okay, no problem. But that's exactly what Google did. So now what happens when you Google Scarborough?
What happens when you Google Scarborough?
No picture.
Stop it. Come on.
Just the map.
No, you're lying.
Just the map.
You're lying.
Just the map.
Hold on. Hold on. Are you serious?
Yep.
Like they can't
Just
even
the
put
map.
they can't even put up like Scarborough Town Center?
Nothing. Just
they can't
the
even
map.
put up like the zoo or as John Tory said, the Bluffs?
No, now there's no picture. Fine. You don't want the dilapidated house? You get no picture.
Fam, there is no picture when I typed in Scarborough to my Google.
No, just the map.
That ain't right, man.
That's what happens when you complain.
And like even after it was changed, John Tory tweeted and said, it got changed.
Yeah, no. Now there's no picture.
Thanks, Google Canada, for taking quick action to resolve the Scarborough photo issue. Scarborough is a wonderful place of Toronto. I agree with that. However, I don't agree with you like scrubbing all pictures.
And they're like, man, we tried, okay?
Doing that to my city that I love so much.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Yesterday, I was doing ET Canada.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say squats.
No.
Yeah, that'll never happen.
That's not true, Maury. I was doing ET Canada, and it was so hot on this, like on the set. Off the set, it was fine, but when you're standing on the set, it is like 1,000,000 degrees under those lights. And we sort of changed the way that we shoot the show. So we no longer we don't move around the set as much anymore.
Right.
So the lights aren't going on and off. Now they just they're all on, blazing the entire time. And I kept saying, guys, I'm hot. Like, I got to step off. Like, I'm dying here. Like, I'm hot. Like, I need to just go and
the girls
sit.
are like, whew, we know.
Yeah, they're like, oh my God, try wearing this. And I'm like, yeah, but I would look weird. And then, so I finished the show and I take off my suit jacket.
Yeah.
And my sweat rings
Oh, no.
went from my armpit almost down to my waist.
What?
And then I had a line all the way down my back.
Oh, gross.
And then I look at my jacket, my suit jacket.
You didn't sweat through your suit, did you?
I had sweat rings on my suit jacket. Like, I sweat through them. You know how thick the material is underneath an armpit of a suit
You have
jacket?
to sweat a lot in order to sweat through a shirt and then a thick-ass suit jacket.
Thank you. Yeah, I sweat so much yesterday that I sweat through a suit jacket where it had sweat rings. Like, I looked like somebody who was...
I keep telling you, bro, like your shirts,
Yeah.
anytime you wear a suit jacket, your dress shirts, they should just be cutoffs.
That's even worse because then I lose a layer of protection.
Or mesh.
Mesh?
Like a mesh.
Like chainmail.
Okay, first of all, hold on a second more. You think that the solution to my being hot on set is to wear a mesh shirt?
Oh, yeah.
A suit jacket.
With a suit jacket?
That looks so weird.
I don't even know if I've ever seen that look before.
Well, then start
And
it.
I've lived through a lot of fashion. And I don't know if I've ever seen somebody successfully pull off the suit with a mesh shirt. Hold on, let me see if Google has that.
Oh my God, you don't want to Google that?
No, you're right, you're right.
On a work computer, are you crazy?
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Podcast.
Have you seen any of these people trying to do the Jolene challenge, the Dolly Parton challenge?
No.
Okay, so I guess, I don't know what it is. People are wearing wigs and they're singing Jolene. I don't know. They did it on one of the morning shows in the U.S. yesterday while interviewing Dolly Parton.
Oh.
Because Jolene's a classic song, and I guess people just want to wear a wig and sing Dolly because Dolly's having this resurgence again. She's had like 9 of these, which she fully deserves because Dolly's the best. So she was on with Fallon talking about the origin of Jolene because the first line in Jolene, it's clearly about a woman who Dolly fears is going to steal her man.
The real story was about my husband. You know, when I tell the story about this girl who worked at the...
Play the song first.
Jolene, I'm begging of you, please don't take my man.
Right? So a lot of people were like, geez, who's Jolene? Yeah. Like, that's very specific, right? And a lot of people had thought that the song was about a prostitute, like a sex worker. Or some other sort of like evil woman that was in her life. How did this woman wrong Dolly so bad all those years ago? Yeah. What went on between Jolene and whoever this man was in Dolly's life at the time? Or was it complete fabrication? And so she finally reveals on Fallon last night where the inspiration for Jolene came from.
The real story was about my husband. You know, when I tell the story about this girl who worked at the bank when we first got married. You know, this beautiful redhead, and he was spending more time at the bank than we had money. And I thought, well, that ain't gonna work out too good.
No.
Yeah, but anyway, so that's kind of what that was based on.
Okay, so
that's like the first diss record in history.
It was. So all these years later, does Dolly still have those feelings about Jolene who worked at the bank?
Oh, no.
Just so you know, I did see Jolene not long ago.
Oh, yeah.
She's not so hot now. She used to have that beautiful red hair. Now she's gray. She used to have a little tight butt. Now she can't get, it's a tight spot getting her butt through the door now. Seriously. And she used to wear a D cup. Now she's wearing Depends.
Yo, Dolly, what you doing?
Can you imagine?
Putting Jolene on blast like that.
You imagine? All these years later.
Yeah.
You know, and it's funny that
she's not salty whatsoever.
But you're right. That may have been like one of the first actual diss records.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is...
Got a problem you can't fix?
Roz and Mocha got you.
Jackie, we're going to try to help you out real quick.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going. How are you guys? I'm so excited to talk to you.
So you got a situation here.
Wait, how old are you, Jackie?
Mildly. I'm turning 32 next week.
All right. Perfect. Happy early birthday.
Thank you so much.
Roz and Mocha Fix My Life. I was with my boyfriend for 3 years. We started off amazing and our families became close. I thought he was, quote, the one. Then things took a turn 2 years in. He traveled a lot for his job. And when he was in town, he found every excuse not to be with me. This past June, he told me he wasn't in love with me anymore, among other things. Last week, you got a random thank you card from him that said, "Hey, Jackie, thank you for being you." Plus, he sent you a random playlist he thought that you would enjoy. And you want to know, do I write back to the dumb thank you card? And how can I possibly move on when he's still reaching out?
So
exactly.
Jackie, when he told you that he wasn't in love with you, and then you said in your note to us, among other things, what are those other things?
Yeah, when he broke up with me, the main reason was that he's just not in love with me anymore. He realized the difference between really loving somebody and being in love with them. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad he figured that out with me. And then the other things were pretty much that he doesn't know who he is. He's in a bad place.
Okay, stop. Jackie,
those are all lines. Those are all lines.
Is there a chance that this guy was cheating on you?
I have no idea. I mean, possibly. He was never here.
Yeah, those are all lines, by the way. Those are things
Really?
Those are all lines. I'm in a bad place. Listen, you know what? I can't even I can't even love myself right now. So how am I all those things, they're lines.
Yeah, cheesy.
Exactly.
Right? They're all lines. It's a play. It's an escape route. It's all of those things. Those things are not said from the heart. Those things are, how do I break up with somebody and manage to get sympathy for myself in the process so you still care about me, right? What the card is to me, hey, listen, if you break up with somebody and then you want to send them a card That's up to you to do.
That's super weird, though,
right?
man.
Listen, it's up to you, but thank them for what? Like, thank them for being you. Thank them for helping you get your business off the ground when you were together. Thank you for what, right? That's up to him. Now, whether you respond to that, that's up to you. And
I don't think that you should, to be honest
I don't
with you,
think that
Jackie.
you need to, and I'm with Mocha. I don't think that you should. And to me, it sounds like you're A-okay with this guy not being in your life. You just wish that he would stay out of it.
Yeah, well, so a week prior to receiving that card, I received a DM from him on Instagram that said, hey, I know this is kind of out of line, but I just want you to know that I really miss your positive energy, and I'm so glad that I still have something like Instagram to keep me plugged into your life.
Block him.
Please don't tell me that you replied to that message. Did you reply to that DM?
No, I did not.
Okay, good.
And then I got the card. And then I got the card that was a follow-up. And that's when I was like, screw you. This is not okay.
He is going through regret right now. And he is trying to possibly fix the mistakes that he now realizes were colossal and probably unfixable. And he is completely beside himself with the decision that he made because obviously the other girl bailed on him. And now he's like, what the hell did I do? How do I get you back?
Let's go down the road of him having other girls when you guys are dating, right, Jackie? Is there a chance that he has 0 girls right now? He knows he could potentially count on you for his fix right now because he doesn't want to be alone, and that's why he's continuously reaching out to you.
Mocha, that's not even an option. Are you kidding me? No, I'm not going to be around for a fix.
No, exactly. I'm just saying, like, I don't know if that's what his mentality is, right?
Right. Well, here's this. You guys sound pretty confident that he could have possibly cheated on me. I have no idea. I mean,
you don't need him in your life, Jackie. Don't reply to that DM. Block him on IG. And don't block him. You don't need him seeing you living your life.
Well, why not? I'm living a great life. Why can't he see it?
Because it gives him joy, and it gives him a connection to you that he told you he did not want. Why do you want somebody who looked at you in the face and said, "I don't love you," to be able to see the fun you're having?
Yeah, you're right. That's actually a very good question because I thought, well, maybe it'll make him feel worse for leaving me.
It doesn't. It makes him feel great when he's thinking about all his mistakes that he made, and then he can just go on and check on your IG and scroll down to vacation pics.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you don't need him, Jackie. You're better than that.
Guys, winter is coming. What do I do?
What do you mean? Well, that's a different fix my life. You got to call back tomorrow for that one.
Buy a duvet.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and before we let you go, Jackie, tell us about that playlist. Is it like super lit or what? Like what kind of tracks are on there?
Yeah, what was on that playlist?
Like what are we talking about here?
No, it's not. No, I saw one. It was like an old Bob Seger song that we used to listen to.
Your songs.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh, here we songs that remind. These are songs that remind me of us.
Oh, Jackie, just delete that playlist.
Okay,
Yo, delete that guy from your life.
Yeah.
Delete him from your life. You don't need that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I'm canceling the afternoon just to do that for you guys.
Yes, thank you very much.
All right,
okay. All
right.
right.
You know we love you. Take care.
Thank you. I love you guys too. Bye.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
On Kiss.
Are you watching Silicon Valley or no?
No, I have like 4
come on.
episodes on my PVR.
One of the saddest storylines in television that I've ever seen happened last night.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I'll get caught up tonight.
I got to talk about it though.
Oh, dude, come on, man.
It means nothing to the show, but because I have to talk, because I've just been thinking about it nonstop.
Really?
Yes. So on the show, Jared, right? You know Jared, the assistant.
I love Jared.
Jared's the best. But Jared is like, he's always just sort of looking for his place.
Yeah.
And, does he attach himself to other people and look for validation and everything else?
Yes,
he does. And he's been dealing with that for, I don't even know how many seasons.
Yeah.
Trying to, find his own path by still, honoring.
And doing everything he can to please Richard.
Thank you. And other people.
Yeah.
So they introduced the fact that Jared was adopted.
Oh, no. Really?
Right? Yeah.
Okay.
And so he thought that his adopted parents were like long dead. But then he did a DNA test to find out whatever. I don't know if he had some other condition. And he found out that his parents were still very much alive and living like in the same area as him. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and Richard was born Paul, right? That was his name when he was born, was Paul. No, Jared, sorry. Jared was born Paul.
Okay.
We're talking about Jared, not Richard.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so Jared was born Paul. So Jared goes, there's a scene where he goes and he's sitting in a living room with his birth parents. And Jared's like, just being Jared, he's like, so, it's very nice to meet you and everything else. And they're like, oh yeah, we're sorry, but like when we had you, we realized that, it was way too much and it was the best decision for us that we had to put you up for adoption. And he's like, oh yeah, I understand. And then he looks down at the table and there's a family photo of the two parents and like 3 kids, right? And he goes, and then Jared goes, oh, so you had more kids after me then. And you're like, oh my God, like, why would you then give this one
terrible.
up, right? That's terrible, right? And they go, oh no, we had 2 of them before you.
Oh!
And Jared goes, hold on a second here. So I was the 3rd? And they were like, yeah, when we had you, we realized that it just doesn't make sense because it's like 2 kids is really perfect because you have 2 parents, 2 kids. When you're flying business, it's like A, B, C, D. When it comes to the car, when it comes to dinner reservations, everything else, like 4 is really the number. And Jared's like, oh, so you gave me up for adoption so it was easier to fly business class? And they were like, yeah. And then we realized that, you know what? We're missing something in our lives. And that's when we had Paul. And Jared's like, Paul? And they were like, yeah, we were really attracted to that name. We were stuck on that name.
Oh my God.
So he was the 3rd kid that they named Paul, and he was too much for them, so they gave him up for adoption. Then they realized they made a mistake.
So they had another kid.
Then they had another kid and named him Paul. And then they go, okay, anyway, we got to go. It's family dinner. We always do Thai once a week for family dinner. And Jared's like, oh, okay, cool. And he goes, but actually tonight we're doing Chinese, which was one of the hardest decisions we've ever had to make as a family.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Yo, Amanda, it's Roz and Mocha. Happy birthday.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Are you serious? Thank you. Thank you.
What's going on? How are you? How old are you today?
I'm good. 33 today.
Perfect age, 33.
Now, did you celebrate on the weekend, or will you be celebrating this upcoming weekend, or do you do both?
No, we'll be celebrating next weekend, so Saturday, most likely.
Nice.
Oh, my God.
So do you know who gave us your number?
Of course.
Who's
my
that?
husband.
Yeah, your husband.
My husband, Krish. Oh, my God. It's so crazy. I had the feeling he was going to do this today because he told me earlier, he's like, can you please have your phone handy? I'll call you soon. I'm like, okay, fine. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I wonder if he's going to like call the Roz and Mocha Show. I'm like, I wonder. And I'm like listening to you guys this morning, and my son was sleeping in the car, and I'm like trying to like listen quietly, but I'm like, okay, he's probably going to do it when I'm at work.
Aww.
So funny.
Well, listen, happy birthday. We love you lots, and thank you so much for listening and spending so much time with us. It means the world.
Awesome. Thank you so much for calling.
Between Roz and Mocha, who's your favorite?
Oh my gosh, this is a very tough question. I have to say Mocha.
Hey.
I'm sorry, Roz.
Why is that?
I don't know. I really, really like your voice, but at the same time, I don't know. I like Mocha's laugh and like the way he talks.
Okay, enough of that. I don't need to know anymore. It just hurts my feelings. I don't know why I even asked.
All right, Amanda, how about a little birthday song?
Sure.
All right, here we go.
These are note gentlemen.
One, two, three. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Oh my God.
Happy birthday, dear Amanda. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Don Cherry has announced his next move. Don Cherry tells the Toronto Sun that he will be moving forward with a brand new podcast titled Grapevine, with his first episode dropping today. The show will be hosted by Don along with his son and grandson, talking all things hockey. Apparently in episode 1, they will address his firing. The plan is to begin an audio-only podcast, but eventually possibly move into a TV-style sort of video production with sponsors. And
oh, yeah? All right.
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
Hi, it's Roz and Mocha. Who's this?
Hi, it's just Burhan.
What's up, man?
Hey, oh my gosh, I can't believe you guys answered.
Of
I was
course.
just listening to the podcast, and I heard Roz complaining about Netflix menu and how it angers him for a menu, and I can't agree more. It is so annoying.
Wait, are you listening to the podcast while the live show is on the radio right now?
Yeah, I listen to podcasts on my way to work every day.
Dude, we're like, we do the show while you're on your way to work every day.
Yeah, I know, but if I don't listen to a podcast, I feel like I'm missing out. So I always listen to a podcast first, and then if I'm done that, then I listen to the radio.
Why don't you listen to the podcast on your way home from work?
I do that too. I listen to a podcast on my way
Or like, you know, like on the weekends, or like when you're at the gym, or
Why don't
something
you
like
listen
that, buying
to
groceries.
the live show on your way to work, and then the podcast is meant for people who want to like.
You're going to tell people how to use a podcast now?
How to catch up.
How do you use podcasts, Mocha?
I binge.
Yeah, exactly. And when do you listen to it?
On my way home.
Right. Or?
At home, or on my way here.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, you guys have helped me go through a lot. Over the last year, I lost a couple of jobs, and it's been a tough journey. And every time I listen to you guys make me laugh. Sometimes I laugh so hard, I end up crying. And yeah, you guys are amazing. Like, I know you guys do it all the time. You know, you make everyone's life so much better. And I just want you to know that, you know, Roz, your advice, man, sometimes I can't agree with you more. And Mocha, your laugh, oh my God, like it's so infectious. Yeah, I love it. I really love you guys.
But do you like?
You feel like my family.
But do you like my laugh more on the podcast or on the live show?
Oh my God, that's a great question. I can't decide.
I'm just playing, bro. Listen, however it is that you listen to the Roz and Mocha Show, trust me when I say that Roz and I appreciate it so much.
Can I tell you who's my favorite?
Oh yeah, between Roz and Mocha, who's your favorite?
Okay, so every time I hear somebody answer this, it always, you know, I get so like, it's so hard to decide because like Roz, I love your sarcasm and you're so blunt, and I love your advice on pretty much everything. And Mocha, I love your "that's what she said" jokes. I use it all the time at home with my wife, and she gets so annoyed.
Yeah.
But, you know, like it's like a margin of 1%. I really can't decide, but like if I had to go with one of you guys,
Can I remind you that being able to say who your favorite was your idea, man?
I know. Like, I've been wanting to answer this question for like 2 years now, and I've been listening to you guys for a long time.
It better not take you 2 friggin' years to answer.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Roz. Yeah, but Mocha, I still love you. You know, you're like so close, you know, to my best. But yeah, Roz.
All right, man.
All right,
that's all good. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, guys. Have a
Much
great
love.
day.
You too. Take care. Bye.
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
Hey, it's Roz and Mocha.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Excellent.
All right. What's your name?
My name is Luis.
Roz. Luis texted and said, "Hey guys, love the show. I was wondering if I could help Roz say, let's do the news."
Oh, yeah, man. We like this every now and then.
Luis, where do you listen to the Roz and Mocha Show from?
I live in Newmarket.
Okay. And how long have you been listening to the show?
For maybe 2.5, 3 years now.
Oh, okay.
awesome.
How'd you discover Roz and Mocha?
I was just listening to the radio, got bored, and started switching it up, and found you guys, and ever since I've never switched back.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Just out of curiosity, which was a radio station or radio show that had you so bored?
There's a bunch of different ones, mainly Z1035, but...
Never heard of them.
All right. Luis, you know how this works then, bro.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Hey, Mocha.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Let's do the news!
A Roz and Mocha Show and Kiss 92.5 News Break.
Hockey legend Bobby Orr was on WEEI in Boston. It's a radio station. Of course, Bobby Orr was coached by Cherry on the Bruins all those years ago. This is what the legendary Bobby Orr had to say about Don Cherry's firing.
I know Grapes better than anybody. He's not a bigot. He's not a racist. This guy is the most generous, caring guy that I know. What they've done to him up there is just disgraceful. It really is.
And CTV has responded to the backlash after hashtag Fire Jess Allen was trending for days. She's one of the co-hosts on The Social, and when they were talking about Don Cherry's firing and hockey, she said this.
Because I don't worship at the altar of hockey. I never have. And maybe it's because of where I grew up, but and going to a couple different universities, there's a certain type of person in my mind, in my experience, who does. And they all tended to be white boys who weren't, let's say, very nice. They were not generally thoughtful. They were often bullies. Their parents were able to afford to put them, spend $5,000 a year on minor hockey instead of $5,000 is a lot of money. You could do other things besides spending your time in an arena. You can go on a trip and learn about the world.
Damn.
So everybody wanted Jess Allen fired, and then Boycott CTV started trending, and then CTV finally released a statement. They said this: "The Social is based on opinion and debate about current events, and we often hear from viewers who don't agree with some of the perspectives on the show. However, Jessica Allen's comments about hockey have generated an extraordinary response. We've been touched by the stories we've heard from Canadians everywhere, including families from Humboldt, about what the game means to them. That matters to us. We would like to apologize to everyone who was offended by the remarks and let you know your feedback sparked much debate and introspection at The Social and CTV. We won't restrict our hosts from offering their opinions on an opinion show, but we'll always listen to viewers when they offer theirs." So that's the statement from them. Taylor Swift went in on Scott Borchetta and Scooter Braun yesterday. So here's what's happening is that Taylor is alleging that Scooter Braun and Scott Borchetta are blocking her from singing any of her old songs in a medley while performing at the American Music Awards when she wins the Artist of the Decade Award.
Oh, no.
So earlier this year, Borchetta sold Big Machine to Scooter Braun, who now owns the masters to all of Taylor Swift's recordings for that label. And she claims that they're also preventing her from using any of her old music in an upcoming Netflix documentary. She says, quote, Scooter Braun and Scott Borchetta have now said that I'm not allowed to perform my old songs on television because they claim that would be re-recording my music before I'm allowed to next year. Because remember, she said that she wanted to just re-record all her own back catalog. She says, additionally, and this isn't what I had planned on telling you the news, Netflix has created a documentary about my life for the past few years. Scott and Scooter have declined to use any of my older music or performance footage for this project. Scott Borchetta told my team that they'll allow me to use my music only if I do these things. If I agree to not re-record copycat versions of my songs next year, which is something I'm legally allowed to do, she says, and also told my team that I need to stop speaking about them in public. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. This is, and I know it really seems like this is two big mean men coming down on a girl, right? Because that's sort of the framework of this. But this, but if you go in with this, she won't win, right? Because what this is multi-millionaires fighting over royalty rights and who owns what. And when all this went down, before Taylor left Big Machine Records, she was given an offer from Big Machine before she went off to Universal. And according to Scott Borchetta and an email that was between the two of them, within his offer, he was offering her full ownership of everything she had ever done.
Oh.
All her back catalog, all her masters, every image, everything, if she stayed with Big Machine. She left Big Machine and went to Universal. And in the correspondence that she said with Scott Borchetta at the time, she said that I can either bet on my past or bet on my future, meaning I'm willing to give up my master's in order to bet on my future. And so she willingly walked away from ownership of her master's to sort of blaze this new path.
She wanted to be with the new label so bad.
She wanted to be with the new label so bad. And this has happened to artists and artists and artists.
Yeah.
And this goes all the way back to Taylor was a kid when all this went down. So those initial contracts that were signed between Taylor and Big Machine had to have been signed by her parents. And her dad was a co-owner in Big Machine. He was one of the investors in Big Machine. So her father had invested interest in this record company as well as his daughter.
Damn.
So it's a big giant business deal, and it's unfortunate. And Prince fought for years to have artists own their music. Remember when Prince used to write "slave" on his face?
Yeah.
And he changed his name. He wouldn't go by Prince anymore.
No,
because his giant fight. Yeah, the symbol. Because his giant fight with Warner at the time. But this has happened before.
Wow.
And it's really it's unfortunate because Taylor. I mean, I'm all for legal everything else, but the fact that you can block somebody from performing is really quite terrible. All right, so a lot of fans trying to cancel a lot of people this weekend. First up, John Mayer.
What?
Yeah.
What'd he do?
Taylor Swift fans want to cancel John Mayer. So
Why?
John Mayer and Shawn Mendes were doing a live stream.
I didn't know they were friends.
I don't know.
Okay.
There was one point in live stream where Shawn Mendes said something and then John Mayer said, "Okay, boomer," which was really funny. But why people are roasting John Mayer was because they were talking about Lover because Shawn Mendes just did the remix for Lover.
Yeah.
And John Mayer pointed out what many people have said, which is the opening line of the song, "We can leave the Christmas lights up till January." And John Mayer just points out that that's actually incredibly normal to leave the Christmas lights up until January.
Yeah.
Okay, so
everybody does.
This is John Mayer.
Love the song. I really like the song. I get a little chuckle because she says, "We can keep the Christmas lights up till January." And I go, "You're insane. Everyone keeps their Christmas lights up till January." And I go, "Can you really?" Because normally I take my Christmas lights down on December 29th. But anyway.
Do you like the song?
I love the song. We can keep the Christmas lights up till January. And then about January 5th, we'll take the lights down. And we'll put them in a box and we'll label that box Christmas light. Yeah, we'll put them in the attic till next December. Well, that's a crazy love, I'll tell you.
Okay. So now everybody wants John Mayer canceled.
It's like he's at my house every year. He just went through my routine.
Where are we here? So, the other person they want that got roasted over the weekend was Harry Styles. Harry Styles was on SNL, and part of his opening monologue, he apparently dissed Zayn.
I love those guys. They're my brothers. Niall, Liam, Louis, and Ringo. Oh, yeah, that's it. Yeah. Just so grateful Simon Cowell grew us in those test tubes.
So it was the Ringo comment. People were like, "How dare you, Zayn?" But it was a joke because Ringo was the first Beatle to leave.
Yeah.
Right. And then after that, the band just sort of dissolved. Right. But so
much like their situation when Zayn bounced.
Thank you. Yes. So that was the whole reasoning for that. A lot of people very upset about the new Ford Mustang. So Idris Elba was all tied into this. He did a big push on social. I guess they threw a ton of money at Idris Elba. But at the LA Auto Show, they unveiled the new all-electric Ford Mustang Mach-E.
Okay.
And it's got 4 doors.
Oh. And Ford, Mustang purists are like,
"Oh, hell no." They're like, "This is not a Mustang. This is an SUV.
This is a family car."
Right? Yes. Because it looks...
Mustangs are for the rebels.
Thank you. Yes. So everybody's going in. Let me read you one tweet. Should have simply called this the Mach-E. In my estimation, this dilutes the legendary Mustang name. God. Mustangs are sports cars, not crossover SUVs. Hopefully this at least brings good performance to the table. So I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you, people are very upset with this right now. If you go on Mustang Twitter, it is not a happy place this morning. No, it's not a happy place. So, Justice League stars Ben Affleck, Gal Gadot, and Ray Fisher are all now pushing for the hashtag release the Snyder Cut, which is... So for Justice League, if you remember, Zack Snyder was the original director, and he had to leave the production when I think his kid passed away or his kid got sick or something like that. And then Joss Whedon came in to finish it. And Joss Whedon wound up doing like 3 months of reshoots.
Yeah.
And although Zack Snyder was still sort of credited with being a part of it, fans and huge Zack Snyder fans have always been like, just like get Zack to do his version and release the Snyder Cut. And up to this point, people have been very reluctant because it's just been fans that have said release the Snyder Cut.
So he didn't film the entire thing.
He didn't finish it. And then what happened was Joss Whedon came in and basically what fans feel changed Zack's entire vision for the film. And now there's this Snyder Cut sitting there somewhere that fans desperately want to see because they don't feel that the version they got was the intended version.
Yeah, but you're still not going to get the intended version because you still have to mix the two directors' edits.
Sure, I agree. But now it's gone as far as Ben Affleck, Gal Gadot, and Ray Fisher. Ray Fisher, by the way, was Cyborg.
Wow.
So the three stars of the movie who are now calling to release the Snyder Cut. So fans may wind up
to the
getting
other director, though, huh?
Right?
You're like, guys, I spent 3 months with you. Like every single day, hours and hours and hours.
What, man?
Like, we formed a friendship. At least I thought we...
Elizabeth Banks is taking on the criticism for the failure of Charlie's Angels at the box office.
Wait, did that come out already?
Yeah, it opened on Friday.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, it did. It opened on Friday.
A single thing about that movie.
It opened in third to, I think, maybe 8 point something mil.
Wow.
And so in a recent interview with the Wall Street Journal, Elizabeth Banks, who directed the movie, said, "You've had 37 Spider-Man movies and you're not complaining. I think women are allowed to have 1 or 2 action franchises every 17 years. I feel totally fine with that." And then she went on to say to the Herald Sun that if this movie doesn't make money, it reinforces a stereotype in Hollywood that men don't see women do action movies. There's so much evidence to say that is just completely not true. But I think that when you do a Charlie's Angels, the reason the first Charlie's Angels reboot worked, one, because there were 3 huge stars in the movie. Cameron Diaz, Drew Barrymore, and Lucy Liu were massive at the time. But also because when it hit, people still had that sort of nostalgia for the original Charlie's Angels.
Right.
So it was like kitschy and fun. People don't have that anymore.
Nah. People are like, what's a Charlie's Angels?
So Elizabeth Banks, they gave her $50 million to make a movie and it didn't work out. I think you just take the L, because realistically, this is the third now in a row high profile reboot that is tanked at the box office because you have Charlie's Angels, the new Terminator movie tanked.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And also Dr. Sleep tanked, which was the follow-up to The Shining.
Yeah.
So 3 big sort of reboot sequels tanked in a row.
Wow.
So I don't think it's exactly the Charlie's Angels problem. Big news for Airbnb haters in Toronto.
Don't tell me they cancel Airbnb.
No, so there was a giant appeal going on from everybody who's in support of Airbnb, and it went on for just way too long. And now there is a ruling, and the ruling means that landlords who use their secondary property for Airbnb rentals will now need to find new tenants who want to stay for more than 28 days. The ruling is expected to return about 5,000 short-term rentals back into long-term rentals in the Toronto market. The ruling says it's a lot. The ruling says that it's clear that each short-term rental displaces a permanent household, meaning you can no longer just buy an empty condo in the city and rent it out for cash through Airbnb. There's different rules for people if you live in the house, if the place is your permanent residence and you have rooms, the sort of number of days fluctuates there. You also have to pay a fee to be able to rent it. And
so you can't buy a piece of property for the sole purpose of Airbnb-ing it.
Correct. And also if you own a house and you rent out that house, meaning that if it makes sense for you, like say you have another property somewhere and you can go and stay there, you can only rent out that place for a max of 180 days a year.
Really?
So you still have to live in it for the remainder of the time. So it can't become a full-time rental. So there you go with that. Maury's very happy. So a vegan has filed a $5 million lawsuit against Burger King over, quote, contaminated Impossible Burgers. The lawsuit followed by
the Impossible Burger.
Yeah, the lawsuit followed by Philip Williams, the U.S. District Court of Southern Florida, aims to become a class action. According to the suit, Philip ordered the Impossible Whopper at an Atlanta location, and he was shocked to find out that the vegan patty was grilled on the same surface as the beef burgers, leading to, quote, meat-free patty that is in fact covered in meat byproduct, according to the lawsuit. Burger King advises that the Impossible Whopper, they advertise the Impossible Whopper as 100% Whopper, 0% beef. But on the company's website and in small font for guests, it reads this: looking for a meat-free option, a non-broiler method of preparation is available upon request. Impossible Foods, which created the Impossible Burger Patty, said that the item was aimed at meat eaters who were looking to consume less animal protein, not vegetarians or vegans. So we'll see how this turns out. Also, I'm sure the only reason why you noticed that it was cooked on the same grill was because it was delicious. All that meat byproduct on there.
All them juices.
Also, if you're vegan, don't go to Burger King, man. Like, I know we should serve everybody all the time, and right? But you know what? Like, you got options, right? Like, if you are 100% vegan, don't go to Burger King. What are you doing? You've never been to Burger King before. Right? Like, is this it's your first time in Burger King? If you're vegan, what are you going to Burger King? Maybe fries?
I was just going to say, maybe they like the fries.
Yeah. But you got options, man. Am I wrong about this? I don't know. But to sue, you know what I mean? To sue.
For $5 million, too?
$5 million, right? Come on. That's what I'm saying, right? I understand being disappointed.
Your taste buds aren't worth $5 million.
I understand being disappointed. I understand saying, hey, listen, man, I ordered the Impossible Burger, but you're throwing it on the same grill as you're grilling those delicious looking all beef patties.
It's an inconvenience, right? Like a massive inconvenience.
Yeah, like I don't want somebody to be tricked into eating meat that is legitimately vegan. I think that that's very mean, right? I don't. But you're in Burger King, right? Like if they... You know what I'm saying?
The first name in the establishment is Burger.
Okay, yeah. Right. Maybe I'm wrong. I might be wrong, and if I get killed for this, then I'll apologize. I'll take it all back. I'm really not that hardcore in my beliefs about anything.
You're pretty hardcore about that story, though, bro.
Yeah. You know, I'm not going to Don Cherry my way out of a job, I'll tell you that much. I will cave to the vegans. So Jeopardy... on the 30th anniversary of Jeopardy, starting in January, there's going to be a tournament, the GOAT tournament.
Okay.
Between James Holzhauer, Ken Jennings, and Rudder, who are all the three winningest champions in Jeopardy history.
Oh,
so they're bringing all three of them on, and they're changing the rules for the tournament.
Really?
Because it's just the three of them. Yeah. So the GOAT rules for the tournament will be a little bit different. The players will play back-to-back games beginning January 7th. The player with the most combined winnings from the two games wins the, quote, match. And then the play continues on successive nights, except Monday, until one of them has won 3 matches and takes home the $1 million prize.
Whoa.
So they're taking the 3 guys that have won because that's what everybody said about James. They were like, God, how would he do against Ken Jennings?
Yeah.
Right? Like they want to see that. So that's what they're doing. They're bringing the 3 champs back.
Triple.
And now it's time for Ask Roz and Mocha.
All right, Roz, are you ready?
Yes,
it's
sir.
now time for... well, you always got to do the sling blade.
I don't know. It makes me happy.
It's now time for Ask Roz and Mocha. The questions that you ask via Instagram at Kiss925. And one person who asked this question is going to join us on the phone right now. Hello, Bianca.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. How old are you, Bianca?
I just turned 24 on Friday.
Hey, happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
All right, so what's your question?
So my question is, how much sex do you think is too much sex?
Sorry, say again?
How much sex do you think is too much sex?
Like a month, a year, a week?
Let's say in terms of a week.
No, she said in a week.
Yeah, okay. So how much sex is too much sex? And we're talking like about a week, right? Now, is this a brand new relationship where you still are at the point of where you're ripping each other's clothes off every time you see each other? Or is this in an established relationship? Or is this with strangers?
I would say this is an established relationship.
Oh, okay.
then,
So
I'd
for
say
how
one.
long? How long you guys been together?
Oh, I don't mean like in terms of me. I just thought in your opinions how
Okay.
much.
Oh,
this is
wait.
too much.
Is this
Yeah.
a situation that you're going through right now?
No.
Oh, so
so
you're
just in
not,
general.
Oh, you're not having a lot of sex and you're wondering if you're having too much sex?
No, I just want to know your opinions. Like what do you guys think? Because a lot of people say like, oh, every day is too much, or if you're not doing this every day, then you don't love each other.
Who says every
What
day?
kind of
Who says-
conversations, Bianca, are you having with people that you know about this?
I don't know, just weird conversations. I thought, oh, what would Roz and Mocha think of this?
Here's what I'm thinking is that you have a friend who's getting wild all the time, and you don't, and you don't like it. You don't like her talking about the fact that she's having tons of sex. It bothers you.
Well, no, I mean, I always tell her like, you do you. As long as like you're happy, it's consensual, and you're safe. Like, who cares?
Yeah. Okay. So your friend, how much sex is your friend having that bothers you so much?
It doesn't bother me. Like other people, like for other people, it bothers them.
It bothers
but,
other people.
Yeah, it bothers other people, and I'm
Okay.
just trying to tell her like, no, you're fine. Like it's not.
I knew there was something.
But
to
do you
this.
compare it? Do you compare it to your situation and how much sex you're having in a week?
No, I don't compare it.
Okay, so you don't compare, you don't judge. All right.
So
Yeah, no, I don't judge.
are you at a point of where you're routinely having sex or no?
No.
Okay. So but your friend though.
Yeah.
She's a wild one. Okay, so
Yeah.
so how much? Let me ask you this question: how much do you think is too much sex to have in a week?
I think to the point where you can't have a normal life, that you're just always needing it. Like I think if you're addicted to it, that's too much. But I think like if you're like normal or anything, I don't know. I don't think there's such thing as too much, as long as you can still have a functioning life, like still go to work.
Okay.
I thought you were going to say like when it starts to hurt.
No.
Oh yeah, no, that's true too. Most definitely when it starts to hurt.
Okay, but you have a number in your head. Like, is every day too much? Do you think?
I don't think so. I think that's actually really great if you can, like as long as you're not forcing it, like you naturally want to be having it every day with your partner. I think that's awesome. I don't think that's too much.
Yeah. So no, it's an interesting question though, because I think that I think in terms of how much is too much would be between the individuals in the relationship, right?
I agree.
Like
Yeah.
I would say that if like she is always, trying to jump on it, and he's like, "Oh my God, come on, I'm all worn out."
Yeah.
Or vice versa. I think that that's a negotiation that the two individuals in the relationship have to make. If we are talking about a relationship, as to what is too much or too little.
Right.
I don't think that the conversation, these are weird conversations, because most people have a conversation of what is too little a number to have sex over the course of a week, a month, a year, whatever, in a relationship. I don't know if people generally, start picking apart the fact that maybe they're having too much sex.
So, Bianca, this conversation that you're having with your friend that's having all the sex, what is the number that she's giving out that you said other people are having a problem with?
So she says that she does do it every day, sometimes twice a day.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, and like a lot of people are thinking how like, well, no, not a lot of people are thinking like, obviously it's no one's business, right? But I just thought that it was kind of an interesting conversation, because the people who keep saying it's too much are the people who aren't having it anyway.
Oh, see, exactly.
Okay, so is she
Yeah.
is all the sex that she's having, is she having it with the same guy, or is she having it with different guys?
So she just started a new relationship, so it's with the same guy, but before it was with different guys.
It was different guys, but she was still having as much sex, just with different guys?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, like, if she's still healthy to be doing that, like, I mean, like, she says she's not in pain, no UTIs, or, like, stuff like that, you know what I mean?
Sure.
But, I don't know, I mean, good for her, right? But, I don't know, I thought it was an interesting conversation.
My thoughts on how much sex people are having, I stopped thinking about that stuff years ago, where I used to I was very concerned with how much sex I was having. I was not like concerned, but I was wondering if...
It was too much or too little?
Yeah, like I thought about it a whole lot more. You know, like I think that when you're younger, especially when you're single, you wonder if every time's going to be the last for a while. Right. Like if you're not in a committed relationship where you're not monogamous, you would have like a one night, sort of fling, and it could be wonderful, but as soon as it's over, you just start obsessing how to have more of it. Like it's a wild negotiation
pushing the idea of wanting a lot of sex or having a lot of sex. But I don't know if there's a definitive too much, like a number attached to too much.
I think it's based on the individual or the two people that are involved in the relationship.
Yeah.
I don't think you can put like a stamp, like, here is the number, this is it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we can talk to Maury, who only has sex on leap year.
I was going to ask, are you including Sundays as part of the week?
Why wouldn't I?
Like, is Sunday part of the next week or is Sunday part of the previous week?
That's a ridiculous question.
Okay, so still one.
One. So I even think you're lying about that. And not that I care, but I think that you're fully lying about that. I don't think you have nearly sex once a week. I really don't. Because the times that it has happened where we actually believe that it happened, it's like twice a year.
No, I'd say every other month.
Okay.
Hold on. Wait, Bianca, hold on. We're going to call Matthew real quick.
No, you're not.
Why not?
He's very busy. He's very busy. He's on set.
What?
What are you doing?
Yo, boy instantly started sweating. Are you sure?
Yeah, no, don't be calling her. Okay.
He's looking at the clock. He's looking at his phone. He's looking at.
He's getting all fidgety now.
Yeah, man. Okay, so you said you just now went from once a week to every other month. Do you want to tell the truth now?
No, I'm going to leave it at every other month.
Finish dialing.
Okay. No.
Then
no, you can't do this to me.
Why?
Because I have to go home to that.
Yeah.
No, don't. Because then we know
and we know what goes on at home when you go home to that, which is nothing.
Hey, Bianca, hope that answered your question. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Love the show.
Love you right back. Take care.
But I think that in most couples, I would say are streaky. You know, in the sense that you may go through periods where you're having sex a ton, and then you go through periods of where maybe you're not having that much sex.
I'll say this: the lack thereof does not hurt anything.
What do you mean?
Like, it's like we're still very much in love. Like, the lack of anything doesn't, put a damper on the mood.
Right. But I mean, I still have people in my life that I very much love, but I don't have sex with them either. It's called my brother. You know what I mean? I got a lot of people in my life that I care deeply about that I don't have sex with.
No, it's not like he's like looking elsewhere.
None of them are Catherine.
All right, here's a question from, this guy was actually on our last podcast, or 2 podcasts ago. I can't remember. No, I think it was the last one, with us on the phone. Z Chun Mo, if I'm correct, he is from Ottawa.
That's right.
Here's his question. What's the last thing you said you would do but completely dropped the ball on?
Have sex with my husband.
No balls got dropped that night.
Hey-o.
What's the last thing you said that you would do?
Oh, man, there's so many.
Yeah, dude, there's so much stuff around the house that I always say to my wife, yeah, don't worry, I'll take care of that.
Yeah.
And then I forget, and she will say, hey, did you do that one thing I had asked or I needed your help with?
Right.
I'm like, no, I totally forgot. I'm sorry.
I'm going to say clean
I get
the
distracted.
balcony.
I get distracted very easily at home.
Yeah.
Clean the balcony for me. And now it's it's too cold to do so. So
what do you have on your balcony that you need to clean it?
There's like cigarette butts from people up above. There's a roll of toilet paper from a party that happened 2 floors up that's been there like for an entire year that's like engraved into the concrete.
Engraved?
Engulped.
Yeah, engulped. I have a lot of stuff like that. So I do in the summers, I do so much work at the cottage, right? Like I'm always like the lawn and then all this stuff. And that's how I get my exercise and it's how I enjoy life. And I find that I really neglect things on the house in the city that Catherine really wants me to take care of. But I'm obsessive about things. We had a pocket door that wasn't working. And it was very difficult because the way that it was built into the wall, I couldn't get at the nut. And I needed to get at the nut. Why is that funny for you, Maury?
I don't know.
Okay. Because Maury can't get to any nuts.
Okay.
Ever.
I needed to get at the nut. And every time I was out anywhere, like a hardware store or a dollar store or anything, and if I ever saw something that I could either use as or was a tool
to slip into this tiny groove to get at that nut, I would buy it, bring it home, wake up in the morning, and try and go at it to see if I can get that nut so I could tighten the pocket door. And this went on for months. Yeah. And I spent, I don't even know how much money. Hundreds. On hundreds of dollars on stupid little things, the pieces of metal that I was taping together and making like chopsticks out of, like all this other stuff. And the whole time the bathroom door wasn't working. And Catherine would always be like, God, got to get that door fixed. Got to get that door fixed. And I'm always like, I'm trying. Like, you don't see me because I do it at 6 o'clock in the morning on Sunday when you're sound asleep. And then you get up and you can't close the bathroom door. Or if you do close it, you're locked in the bathroom and then I have to rescue you. But I'm trying, man. Like, I really am. And then one morning I just woke up and I said, screw it. And I took the whole wall apart.
Oh my God.
And I took the door off. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm on the ladder and everything else. Like, I almost fell, right?
Yeah.
I almost fell off the ladder because I'm trying to maneuver this pocket door that's still on a bracket. Catherine comes up and she's like, oh my God, you're fixing the door. And I go, yeah. And she goes, okay, cool. And I get it all back and it's perfect. I put a new guide in the bottom of it and everything else, right? And then she looks at the wall behind me and she goes, what's that? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, it might be the dirt from my fingers because I almost fell off the ladder and I had to brace myself on the wall while I was moving a 100-pound door. And she goes, oh, okay, cool. And then about a half hour after that, she walks out of the bathroom, opens the door as it moves smoothly across the floor. Yeah. Smoothly across the floor.
Pristine.
Pristine. And then she walks in the kitchen, grabs a piece of paper towel, walks over to the wall and goes, so I'm going to clean this then?
Yo, it's called teamwork.
Right?
Come on now.
Yeah.
Oh,
right?
no, buddy.
Yeah. So I get stuff like that, which is fine, right?
Yeah.
It's fine, but in her mind, I didn't finish the job, right?
Right.
So like with me, I will clean the entire kitchen, but then I get bored and maybe I don't wipe the counters. And then she will come in and wipe the counters and then take the trophy as if she just cleaned the kitchen.
Right.
Yeah, but if you didn't clean that stain on the wall, when would you have gotten to that?
I never would have. That's the thing, Maura. I just would have painted the wall.
A little bit of dirt, just paint the wall.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I get hit with the, like, let's say, I don't know, we have to vacuum in our house every day because of the dog. We have a golden retriever at home.
Do you have a lot of carpet in the house, or are you talking about the hardwood?
No, hardwood.
Yeah.
And, Jenna would be like, I don't know, like, hey, can you grab the vacuum and just get that corner over there? There's a lot of dog hair that's piling up. I'll be like, yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
But I'm, I don't know, watching YouTube videos or just doing something on my laptop.
Yeah.
And like 30 minutes will go by.
Yeah.
And then I would hear the vacuum going. And
Yeah.
it's her using the vacuum. I was like, oh, babe, I was just coming to do that. She's like, yeah. So a lot of that happens.
But the problem is that if I have to clean something or if Matthew needs me to do something, he'll stand there and nag me until I go and do it. It's not like Jenna where she'll just leave it with you and walk away.
Oh.
Like Matthew cleaned the toilet and then I put a stain in the toilet and he's like, go right now and clean
What do
that
you mean
stain.
you put a stain in the toilet?
Like on purpose?
My bum put the stain.
Well, okay, I got you. You left a streak.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then he'll come and grab me by the arm and be like, go and clean that right now.
Like your dog, like he rubs your face in it. Catherine said that one time to me, Mocha, where she was like, hey, would you mind grabbing the vacuum? And then I went to the closet and I grabbed the vacuum and I brought it into the living room and just left it there.
Yeah.
Oh, not good.
That wasn't a pleasant afternoon?
No, because it's like, she didn't ask me to vacuum.
Yeah.
Right. But
technically.
But I didn't, you know what I mean? I didn't show the initiative of like starting it up and vacuuming and then her being like, oh my God, thanks so much. Cause that would have been the nice thing to do.
Yeah.
But I literally went to the closet, got the vacuum, left it on the carpet and then went and sat back at the table and opened YouTube again. Right? It's just like,
I got these cat videos to get to.
You know what I mean? It's not good. It's not good.
All right, Jamie has this question. When someone says thank you, do you respond with, quote, you're welcome, or no problem, or other? Explain your answer. So I have a feeling that this is something that Jamie deals with on the regular.
So if somebody says thank you, what do you reply in return?
Yeah.
Okay.
I usually say either, I would mostly say no problem.
Yeah.
Or just you're welcome.
Right.
I don't know if I say anything else.
I do.
Do you?
Yeah.
What do you say?
I realize that now. If somebody says thank you to me, I always just gesture to them and say, of course.
Yeah. You know what you say a lot of too?
What's that?
You go like, yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because I say it to my kid all the time.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, you're right. Because I say yeah, man to Roxy all the time. I say no, man to Roxy a lot of time. But I say yeah, man to Roxy a lot of time.
Damon Maury?
I'd say no problem.
Do you?
Yeah, because I'm thinking about it now. I don't remember the last time I said you're welcome.
Yeah, I think there's something weird about you're welcome if somebody says thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, no, maybe. I think it depends on what it is, right? Because there's times where I will say thank you to somebody. I don't need a response from them because I don't want them to feel like they've saved the day.
Right.
You know, if it's something like completely innocuous or something that is somebody's job anyway to do.
But you wanted a thank you from Catherine when you finished the bathroom door and you didn't get that.
Well, you know, listen, that was 6 months of work. I was like, geez, man, that was like the end of Endgame. I'd put that much work. I had gone through all the Avengers movies worth of work trying to put that door back together. No, but I will say that when it's somebody's job to do something, right? And I wind up saying thank you. And when they say, oh, you're welcome, to me, I'm like, you know what? At that point, you should maybe be like, oh, thank you.
I take it back.
Yeah. You know, like when it's somebody's job
you think
to do
somebody
something.
saying you're welcome is rude?
No, but hold on.
Sometimes.
No, but if somebody clears the plates off a table, you're a restaurant, you say thank you?
Yeah, but there's just something, I will say thank you, but it's just something about somebody saying you're welcome. As if it's like they deserve thanks for it. I'm not saying they don't deserve thanks. I'm in my head. I know this sounds weird, but in my head, I'm trying to figure out the scenario where your welcome sounds a little pretentious.
No, but if you give somebody a gift and they say thank you for the gift at Christmas, your family members,
that's fine.
That's a you're welcome
That's fine.
worthy.
I think every now and then when you say to somebody, thank you, they should look at you and say, it's my job.
Really?
You know what I mean? I don't need thanks. Oh, God, no. It's my pleasure. You know what I mean? Like sometimes if somebody throws out a thank you, I think that we at some point, we've got away from batting down the thank you, right? Remember that used to be a real thing. If somebody said thank you, you'd be like, no.
No need to say thanks.
No need.
It's all good.
Yes. People don't do that anymore.
So like when I get food delivered
Correct.
at the house, and if I open the door, they hand me my food, and I say thank you.
Yes. They should go, oh, no, my pleasure.
That's my job.
Yeah, my pleasure. No. Don't thank me. My pleasure.
All right.
Also 5 stars, please.
Okay, here. Kelly Belgrave has a great question.
Okay.
If you were pumping gas and you're putting $40 in, but you forget and it goes to $40.05.
Okay.
Are you paying that or are you rounding up to $45? That's a big jump, first of all.
I've never been in this situation before.
You don't have to pump gas in your car?
What?
In your truck?
Yeah, but I've never worried about 5 cents.
Don't you put your card in? I always put my bank card in and pre-authorize $5.
Oh, that's only if you're...
$5?
Well, yeah, that's what I can do at the time.
I've never even seen a gas pump that would pre-authorize $5.
I think you can custom, right?
No, it says $200 or other. You hit other, and then you put in what you want.
I didn't think that was an
That's
option.
like real other.
How often are you putting $5 in your car?
Has to be every day.
Well, no, at least twice a week.
Twice a week? No way. You're
Don't
lying.
you just fill it up every time you're at the gas station?
Hell no.
Why not?
No, I can't justify spending that much all at once.
But you drive so much.
I know, and $5 gets me a day, or at least 2 days.
So what I do...
Don't you just fill it up every time you're at the pump?
Every single time.
Thank you.
Fill it up.
Yeah.
But I will... So if I get $40.05, right?
Yeah.
I will try to get up to $41 if I don't want to risk having gas, because some gas stations, for some reason, still won't have the auto stop and the gas spills out everywhere.
Yeah.
So $40.05, I will probably go up to $40.50, if not 41. I used to be, like years ago, I used to always have to have my gas at a even number.
Mm-hmm.
So if it was $40.05, then I'm pushing it to $42.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
You high roller.
Interesting. Yeah. Different lives, huh? I tried to tell Catherine, because Catherine rides with drives everywhere with her child in the car, drives everywhere on the highways, everything with the gas light on.
No.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, please.
But she probably figured out like how far she can make it before gas is completely run out.
And I get mad. Like we'll be on the 401 and I'll see the sign, next service station, 35 kilometers. And I'll look at her and go, I can't walk that far. Right? And then we'll drive for a little bit longer and it'll be, 25 kilometers. I'm like, still can't walk that far.
Yeah.
You better hope we don't run out of gas because I'm not walking.
And then eventually we'll get to 10 kilometers away, and then next stop 2 kilometers. And then she'll look at me and go, see, you could walk this far. Right? You know what I mean? I'm always like, listen, man, you can't go on the 401 with the gas light on. Yeah. Right? So
That's dangerous. That's a tricky thing to play with.
But also that's selfish to everyone around you if your car stalls.
Thank you. And so I will, if I have a car and I see that the gas light's on, I will often just stop at the station and fill it up, right? And so the other day I go in the house, and it was the wrong time for me to say this because it's around the holidays and stuff. And I went in the house and I go, hey, babes, I left a present for you in the car. And in my head, it was just like a funny little thing to say. But her immediate reaction was, oh my God, what? What is it? What is it? What is it? And then I was like, I just filled it up for you. And she goes, oh, okay, cool, thanks. You know what I mean? Like, I probably would have got a better reaction had I not made a big deal out of it.
Yeah, like
right?
you just said, hey, guess what? I just filled your car.
See, now you're wanting a thank you again.
Because I filled her car up with gas.
It's your job.
It's my car.
Exactly.
But I don't use any of the gas.
So you should just be saying, don't worry, it's my job.
Yeah, it's not my job. That's not my job, man.
Okay.
Also, Maury doesn't have sex.
Okay, Stephen has this question. Would you rather want to know the worst thing that was ever said about you behind your back or know what person said it? So it's one or the other. My problem with this question, though, is if you say you want to know what the person said.
Yeah. You don't get to know who said it.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you want to know who said this terrible thing, you won't know what it is that they said.
So it's either you're saying Jim said something terrible about you or somebody said you have a really big nose.
Right. That would not be the worst thing that anybody's ever said about you more. I can guarantee it. I can guarantee it. I mean, I'll just tell you right. I've said worse than you have a big nose.
Well, I didn't even get a chance to answer the question yet.
Right. Okay.
Okay, answer. Go ahead.
I would like to know who said it.
But you won't know what they said.
No, that's fine. But I'll know that the worst thing ever said about me apparently was from Roz. So at least I know he's saying S about me. So now I don't have to be nice to this person because whatever it is you said was terrible. I just know that you're talking stuff.
You would obsess about this.
Yeah, you would.
For the rest of your life.
But at least I know who said it.
You would obsess about this for the rest of your life.
But he would also obsess over if he knew the information, he knew what was being said about him, but he didn't know who said it.
Yeah. Oh,
he would obsess that way too.
Yeah, I know. That's a tough question.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, you know what? Here's my thing is that I will say that I would rather, because what people say about me doesn't really affect me. Like as far as bad stuff.
Yeah.
Not criticism, but I'm assuming we're at the level of nasty, right? This isn't like a boss who would have said something really, really terrible about you. It would be from a personal relationship. So I would say that I would like to know what was said because most likely if it was the worst thing that was ever said about me, as soon as I hear what was said, I'd probably know who it was anyway.
Ooh, good one. Good one. See, I was going to say I would rather know who said it. I don't want to know what was being said because then maybe I would not want to talk to that person anymore if I know that they're talking something so horrendous behind my back.
You take them off your Christmas list.
Yeah, I would say I'm going to go with what was said because I'm pretty sure I'd be able to figure it out then.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Absolutely. Because I've done some pretty terrible things and I'm convinced that there's still people that still would say terrible things about me behind my back.
All right. Rude Y asked this question. What is something that your parents never got you for Christmas that you still resent them for? I mean, I don't know about resent.
You know what's interesting is there was one toy in my life that I remember really, really wanting for that brief period of whatever that Christmas was. And it's a toy that hasn't really stood the test of time and you don't see them pop up anywhere and nobody really, wanted it. But years ago, there was a 12-inch Indiana Jones action figure.
Okay.
Not a little one, like a full-size 12-inch. And I don't think they made any other action figure from that movie. I don't think they even made anybody for him to fight. They didn't make Nazis or anything like that.
It's just Indiana Jones.
I think that they just made the 12-inch Indiana Jones. Jones with the bullwhip. And in the commercial, the kid was hooking the bullwhip up to everything and swinging Indy around.
Yeah.
And I desperately wanted that because I saw the commercial. And I remember that is one of the only things that I ever asked for that I really, really wanted that I never got because I don't think he was available in Canada or like whatever it was. They couldn't get it. And I was pretty crushed because up to that point, I was like, I really did get everything that I had ever asked for.
Yeah.
And then when there was no Indy that year, I was really upset.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
The only thing that I could think of really is I used to always want like the GT snow racer.
You never got a GT snow racer?
Never. My dad was like, the toboggan that we have is good enough.
Yes, it's true.
Right?
Yeah.
It was an old ass wooden toboggan with like a piece of foam on it.
Did you ever get a GT snow racer? You never bought one for yourself?
No, never.
Did you buy one for your boy yet?
Not yet, but I will.
Yeah. Because I never had one either.
No?
No. Man, I would go, you want to know how I tobogganed? Because if we got like a crazy carpet or a toboggan for the winter, right?
Yeah.
And if we went over a hill and hit like a tree stump and put a hole in the bottom of it, I wasn't getting a new one. I have in my life gone tobogganing where all the other kids had a GT snow racer.
Yeah.
Where I had a folded down cardboard box with a garbage bag over it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, my entire life.
Yeah, I never had that either.
Since I was a kid, like as far back as I can remember, is just this wooden toboggan with this cheap ass piece of foam that was on it as the seat. And like to this day, it's still in my parents' garage.
Yeah.
That's the only toboggan I had ever known.
Yeah.
Ever.
No,
You
you're
have it,
right.
Maury?
It's so funny. I never had the GT snow racer either.
Yeah,
It's
and
so
I
funny
wanted
that you
it
brought
so
that up.
bad.
I never had a BMX either.
I never had one either.
No, I never got one of those. All my friends had BMXs and they looked so rad. I never had the BMX.
Maury?
I mean, it's not anything I resent, but I just remember all I wanted when I was a kid was those shoes that you would pump the tongue to put
the
air.
Reeboks?
Yeah, the Reebok pump.
Yeah.
And my dad just didn't understand why anybody would want those things.
When did those things come out? Weren't you older?
No, I think those were...
No, those were like
Oh, but I guess you're younger than I am.
Yeah. I just remember I wanted those so bad, and he wouldn't. He's like, if you didn't go get a job and buy them yourself.
And didn't the pump look like a miniature basketball?
Yeah,
it was,
The original
on the
ones,
tongue,
right?
Yeah.
On the tongue? Mm-hmm. I've been reading a lot about shoes lately. Apparently all these shoes, all these cross trainers that lift up your heel are bad for you.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
With running. Because your foot's supposed to sit flat.
Yeah.
It's not your
Oh,
foot.
and it just puts too much pressure on the
It's just
on the ball of your foot?
body doesn't run that way. Like your body doesn't when the mechanics of running anywhere are looked at. That's why all those dudes in Kenya who run barefoot forever, are great at it because their shoes aren't screwing them up. And I'm not saying that's the only reason, but when you actually look now at the technology of shoes, the heel part of cross trainers are getting lower and lower and lower. They're getting away from these big giant air pockets in the heels and everything because your foot doesn't want to actually go that way.
Yeah.
And you're preventing your body's mechanics for doing the efficient job that they can with a lower heel on things. It's interesting.
Wow.
There's a lot of low heeled shoes now.
All right. Well, that's it. Every week you'll see us post on Instagram through @Kiss925 Ask Roz and Mocha. That's where we get all these questions from. So feel free to ask anything that you want. And we'll try our very best to get through as many questions as we can and get one of you to join us to ask your question live. So thank you for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Powered by Air Transat. Catch the guys live
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10
on Kiss 92.5.
Kiss925.com.
Or download the Kiss 92.5 app.